Welcome everyone to tonight's hangout, tonight's Instagram training. If you guys could see and hear me now, just let me know inside of the chat room. Yep, just let me know inside the chat room before we get started. Just want to make sure. All right, so we've got some people logging in right now as I speak. So that's good, good, good. Welcome, Alexandra and Debbie and Greg and Ji Young. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. And Debbie and Robin and Tiana. Welcome, welcome. I know we have some more people that have registered for the event, but here's one thing that I want to let you guys know before we get started. Is technology. You gotta love technology, right? Technology is crazy sometimes. So what I want to warn you guys, just in case, if we lose this hangout, right? What I'm going to do right now is I am going to post the link, the direct link to the chat. To this hangout for the YouTube video. I'm going to post it inside the chat. But before I do that, let me put this out there so that we're on the same page. Do not refresh this page. If you refresh this page, I'm actually using Webinar Jam right now, which is a platform that I use to host my Google Hangouts. And you just never know what technology might bring with us tonight, right? So do not refresh the screen at all, or you're going to lose this page. If you do, I'm actually going to post the link to the let me see. Thank you, Ji Young. I'm gonna post the link. Just give me 1 second. If you get booted out. All right, so I'm gonna display that. So you'll see the link there. Please do not share that link. I can tell if people are sharing the link, so I will know. So do not share it, please. The second thing that I want to also mention before we get started is, I don't know. Like I said, technology is crazy. So if I lose this hangout for some weird reason, I'm going to have to start a brand new one. And if I have to do that, stay tuned, because I'm actually going to email you the new link. I would have to restart a brand new Google Hangout and that whole 9 yards. But hopefully it won't happen. I'm just putting it out there because I've experienced that before. So anytime I do trainings and stuff like that, I want to lay those 2 instances out there just in case, so that we know, because when that happened last time to me, it happened one time, but I always repeat this. You just never know, right? You just never know. So in any case, let's get started. I want to welcome you guys to tonight's hangout. We're going to have a lot of fun and a lot of juicy information. As you guys know, a lot of you have friends with actually on Facebook. Some of you even follow me on Instagram. But if you noticed any of my posts on Facebook, or any of my emails, you know, or if you're inside of my company, you know that I'm constantly on the leaderboards. I'm constantly showing commission notification and the results that I'm getting, you know, upsells and new members and all these different things. And the reason why I'm getting so much results is because of what I'm going to share with you tonight. So I hope you guys are excited. If you are excited about that, just let me know inside the chat room. I know I'm on a little delay, so I will get to the chat rooms when I can. So here's what I want you guys to do. As we are progressing along with this training tonight, and I don't even know how long we're going to be. We can be maybe 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, I don't know. But what I want you guys to do is, if any questions come to your mind I want you to, as we're moving along, that is, I want you to put it in the chat room. Okay, so if you have any questions that come up, put it in the chat room as we're going, and then I will go and check the chat rooms every now and then to see if anybody has any questions. Cool? All right. So let's get into it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Let me just pull up my window that I need to share real quick. Okay. Okay, right now I am sharing my screen, so you guys should see my screen. If you can, please let me know in the chat room. You're welcome, Javon. Please let me know in the chat room if you guys could see my screen and if it's clear. I'll check back in a second. I'll just go ahead so we don't have to wait for the delay, but I'll just go ahead and if I have to redo what I just said, I will. Because I think the delay is like, I don't know, a minute or something like that. But anyway, let's get right into it. So first things first, get rid of all the distractions. Okay, get rid of all of the distractions. Close your Facebook, your Facebook on your computer, close the Facebook on your cell phone app. Close down your Instagram, stop checking emails, be present in the moment. Any 6- and 7-figure earner inside of our industry, the home-based business industry, they always pay attention to what is going on, okay? So if you want to get the results that I'm getting, I would highly recommend that you actually get rid of all distractions. If you have a TV going on, if you have kids in the background, get rid of them. Tell your spouse to take them until you are finished with this hangout. Whatever it is that you have to do to get peace and quiet and to stay laser focused in tonight's training, I want you to do that because it's for your own good, regardless of the fact that you will be getting a recording of this. Regardless of that fact, get rid of the distractions, because the #1 failure for a lot of people is they let distractions get in the way. So I don't want you to get distracted because I want you to start getting results. Yes, I can see your screen. Okay, perfect. All right. So tonight's agenda is, what I'm going to go over tonight is the setup process. So these are the 10 things that we're going to talk about. The first one is how to create your perfect prospect avatar. Because if you don't know who you're talking to and who you're trying to target, you're pretty much targeting no one, okay? The second thing we're going to go over, and in this order that I put it in here as well, we're going to talk about how to create compelling lead magnets that will attract your perfect prospect that you've created, that avatar that you've created. Step number 3, we're going to talk about how to find hashtags to target your perfect prospect, okay? This is all about your perfect prospect, because if you don't know first of all, if you don't know who your perfect prospect is, and you do have one, you have several of them actually, you have several avatars. And if you don't start writing down exactly who these avatars are, which we're going to talk about in step 1, you're pretty much talking to nobody and you're going to be lost. Okay. Step number 4, we're going to talk about how to create the perfect Instagram username to attract your perfect prospect. This is very, very important and one of the keys to success when it comes to Instagram. The 5th thing we're going to discuss tonight is how to create an email account for each Instagram account. The number 6 is how to strategically set up your Instagram account so that it can attract your perfect prospect. Number 7 is how to set up your Facebook account for each target market, right? Because you're going to have several accounts. I want you to start running several accounts. Me right now, I have 10, and I'm working on another 10 more. And even with just the 10 that I have right now, you've seen the results that I'm getting with just 10 accounts. Okay, it's amazing. So imagine what my results are going to be like when I create another 10 accounts. It's going to be absolutely mind-boggling what the results are going to be like then. Where was I? Number 7, I did that one already. Number 8, how to set up your value, sales, and call to action page. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Which is actually called a bridge page. So we're going to talk about the bridge page. Number 9, how to set up your lead magnet autoresponder and create 2 segmented follow-up emails, which a lot of people do not know how to do. And it's also one of the keys to building relationships and making sales. So this is going to be an important one for you to pay attention to as well. And number 10, we're going to talk about how to set up your capture page and tie everything together with Instagram. All right, so we're also going to go over it. I'm not going to reveal it, but I'll let you get a little sneak peek of it right here. Daily content. So get excited for that, because if you want to learn about the daily content that I'm having, I need for you to pay close attention. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Pay close attention and stay to the end and stay present in the moment. Okay, so let's get right into it. How to create the perfect avatar. I want you to think about this for a second. You have a product, right? As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another Google Docs page. Okay, so we're going to talk about the perfect prospect, and I'll make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. You don't have to worry. Let's see, make it 18. Yeah, 18 is good. All right, so the perfect prospect. Who is your perfect prospect is what I want you to ask yourself. Who is your perfect? And when I say perfect, I'm talking about perfect, right? How do you figure this out? You start with your product. You start with your service. You start with your business opportunity, and you start asking yourself, who can benefit? Who can benefit from using my products and service? Or who can benefit from joining me in my business, right? Who can benefit is the question that you need to ask yourself. So who is the perfect prospect and who can benefit? Let me give you an example. A good example is, let's say, for example, I was promoting a weight loss shake. I'll just be very generic. Let's say I was promoting a weight loss shake. And by the way, Instagram is awesome for any kind of niche, any kind of product. It doesn't matter. Your prospects are hanging out on Instagram and they're waiting to buy from you. Okay, so if I was promoting a weight loss shake, okay, my question would be, what? Who's my perfect avatar? And you know, why would they want to get my shake, right? Why would they want to get my shake? Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is that the person needs to lose weight. I mean, that's common sense, right? Weight loss shake, someone who needs to lose weight, right? You can't sell a weight loss shake to a skinny mini. You have to sell a weight loss shake, or I shouldn't use the word sell because I don't sell. I never sell. What I do is advise and inspire and empower and give value and lead with stories. Okay, so because remember, if you know who Dani Johnson is, she always says facts tell, stories sell. And it's so true, because really, honestly, nobody cares about how many ingredients you have in your shake or whatever your product is. Nobody really cares about you know, your service and how it really works and all the bells and whistles to it. What they want to know, what they buy is you. Okay, they buy you. Okay, and we're going to talk about that, because in the front end, you're going to give a solution. In the back, I'm sorry, in the front end, you're going to really reveal their problem, and on the back end, you're going to solve their problem. And what is the solution to their problem? What you have to offer. So in this case, if I was promoting a weight loss shake, my target market would be someone who needs to lose weight. But I want you to I want you to think deeper than that. Who really needs to lose weight? I want you to create your perfect target audience. So let's dig a little deeper. Maybe I want to target women who like Weight Watchers. Okay, women who are maybe between the ages of 30 and 40. Okay, this is getting narrow. This is narrowing down the perfect person that would want your product, right? Who wants that shake? This person needs to lose. Oops, this person needs to lose. Let's say 20 pounds for this example, right? Or maybe 10 to 20 pounds. Okay, so here we have a weight loss shake. We know that our perfect avatar is a woman in her 30 to 40s who needs to lose 10 to 20 pounds, who maybe is doing Weight Watchers right now. This is just an example I'm creating off the top of my head, right? And maybe she has, you know, small children. And if you want to get really deep into it, you could say, like, let's say 3 kids. I don't know. What I want you to, when you create your perfect avatar for whatever it is that you're promoting, I want you to write down everything about your prospect, even her income. How much money is she making a year, if any? What is the family? What is the household income? What is the household income? All these things are very important to you. Okay, so let's say her household income was between, maybe her and her husband was like, I don't know, maybe 70K, let's just say. So that would be the household income. So here we have the perfect target market, the perfect avatar, okay, the perfect prospect. Because if she is a woman between the age of 30 and 40, and she's got 3 small kids, and she needs to lose 10 to 20 pounds, and she's struggling with maybe her Weight Watchers journey or whatever it is, right? You need to talk to her in her language. You need to talk to her in her language. So let me give you an example of what I mean by that. When you're creating your message to your market, you have to know exactly who you're talking to. So if I was promoting a weight loss shake to the woman that you see right here, I would say something like, maybe my main headline would be, need to lose 20 pounds. And then my sub headline would be something like, let's see, because remember, I want to hit the points that you're looking right here. And we don't have to hit all the points. What I want you to write is a list of things, a list of your perfect prospect, everything, whatever you can think about. Not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use all of them in your campaigns. You can create one campaign that targets that. You can create another campaign that targets maybe her income level or whatever it is. There's so many different variations that you can actually get creative with and come up with. So let's see. So a headline would be, need to lose 20 pounds. Now, if my woman between the age of 30 and 40 needs to lose 20 pounds, what is she going to say the moment she reads that? She's going to say, yes, I do need to lose 20 pounds. Okay. And so let's look at, and this is, let me put it here. And this will make sense once we start creating the capture page around this, okay? Because on the capture page, there's headline and there's sub-headline, okay? So need to lose 20 pounds need to lose 20 pounds. Let me see, learn how to, let me see, I'm thinking off the top of my head here. Stop counting points and I'm pausing because I'm actually brainstorming in my mind how I should target this person. And this is what you're going to come across too. You're going to pause and you're going to come up with a good sub headline so that you can actually target that person, because you want them to opt in. You want to get their email address. So whatever it is that you're going to come up with, take your time with it, get creative with it, talk to that person, right? Stop counting points and start losing weight. So if you want to live longer for your small children, and I'll put this in parentheses. I mean, not in parentheses, in quotes. Okay, stop counting points and start losing weight if you want to live longer for your small children. Now, if a woman sees this, as a matter of fact, let me add something to this. Stop counting points, because remember, she's with Weight Watchers. Or if I'm going to target this woman who's using Weight Watchers, and I'm speaking her language, because what is she doing? She's counting points. So I'm going to say stop counting points and start losing weight if you want to live longer for your small children. Okay, but I'm going to add something here. And husband. Now, why would I say husband and not spouse? Because the person that I'm targeting is a woman. That's my perfect prospect. Does that make sense? If that makes sense to you guys, just let me know in the chat room and I'll check it in a second. So it's very simple. As you can see, I'm talking to a woman who has small children, who needs to lose weight. She needs specifically 20 pounds, and who is counting points and struggling. She's struggling. Okay. And then I'm going to ask for, let's see, I'll put learn how to stop counting points and start losing weight if you want to live longer for your small children and husband. Okay. And then, you know, I would put, you know, valid email, or let me see, enter valid. And you always want to put valid, because sometimes these people like to put fake email addresses in there. But I'll show you how to get over that hump in a second when we get to that part. Enter valid email to get access now. And then it's going to be the opt-in form. Very simple, right? Super simple. So when you're targeting a person, if you're selling a weight loss shake, then what do? You target exactly what their pain points are. Let me go back to the chat room. Okay, good. Okay, so yes, I mean, you could sit here and come up with a number of ways a number of solutions, a number of headlines, a number of sub-headlines. You can mix and match. You can actually play with different versions, and you can split test and see what headlines are working better than the other ones, and what images work better, and what wording works better, and all these different things. But this is just an example of how specific you need to get. So when we talk about creating your perfect avatar, you write down who that person is, write down all of their pain points and everything, write that down first, because once you have that information, then you can craft your headline and you can craft your sub-headline. Very, very important, because why did I put this as number one? Because this is the first thing that you need to do. It's the very first thing that you need to do. You cannot move forward and think that you're going to get results if you don't do this process first. Okay, and I'll show you one of my niches that I'm getting results with, and then you can either use it for yourself if you choose, or you could, you know, whatever. Because the thing about Instagram, what I love about Instagram is that there's so many niches that you can get into if you only knew specifically who your target market is, what their pain point is, that perfect prospect, that perfect avatar. And I mean, the ideas are just endless when it comes to Instagram. Endless, okay? And that's what I love about it. So there you have it. That is how you come up with the perfect prospect. And then as we get into the capture page, it'll kind of you'll kind of see the big picture of what I just did here. Okay. So I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna go back to my notes. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of, well, actually I can't get rid of that one. Okay, so the next one is how to create compelling lead magnets that will attract your perfect prospect. So now that we have the headline, now that you created the headline and the headline, now you can go and create your lead magnets. Now, when it comes to lead magnets, what that is basically creating capture pages. You have to use capture pages on Instagram. You have to. Because if you're not and you're sending people directly to your affiliate link, well, that's not going to help you any, because you won't be able to, number one, brand yourself. Number two, add value. Number three, you won't be able to follow up. How will you be able to follow up if you're sending people directly to your affiliate link? You can't. So you have to create lead magnets, also known as capture pages, squeeze pages, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So now there's plenty of different ways that you can actually create lead magnets out there, or capture pages. Some people use plugins for WordPress. There's just so many different ways. What I use is Lead Pages, and I'll give you the link to that in a second. But I personally, I know many of you on here that I know personally are using Lead Pages. And if you're not, I highly recommend that you do use Lead Pages, because it allows you to split test different pages. Remember, I just talked about creating different versions of your headline and subheadline. This actually allows you to split test different variations of your lead magnets, so that you can see which ones are working better, so you can in turn scale your business up. Because if you can find a lead magnet that you're testing on Instagram that is getting, you know, maybe 10 or 20%, it's converting at 10 to 20% better than your original lead magnet that you created. Well, if you find that stat, then you can actually delete the one that's not working and start using the one that is working, and then create another split test on top of that one, which we'll talk about in a second as we go through creating them. You can create a split test on top of that, and then see if that new one can outperform the one that's doing really good. Okay, because in this business, especially online, if you're trying to build a business online, you have to get familiar with split testing, because this is how, when you do split testing, it's how you can scale your business up. Because the better your lead magnets could be, the better your results are going to be. The better, the more leads you're going to get, the more sales you're going to get. So creating this process is super important. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, let me drink some water. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into Lead Pages, and I'm going to show you one of my capture pages that I'm using for my niche, which is the network marketing niche. That's what I target on Instagram. I have other niches that I'm targeting on Instagram as well, and it's working just as well in the health and wellness niche. But tonight I'm going to show you my network marketing niche, because I know a lot of you are actually in the company that I'm in, so I'm going to target this niche as well. Or I shouldn't say as well. I'm going to target this niche. All right, so let's see. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you one of my capture pages. Okay, so what you see here is a lead magnet that's working really, really well for me in converting leads that are coming in from Instagram into new customers. Now, like I said before, me personally, I target network marketers. Why do I target network marketers? Because number one, I'm a network marketer. Number two, I know their pain and struggle, so I know how to speak their language. I know what they're struggling with. I know what they're frustrated about. I know them. So whatever target market that you're in, you have to know your customer. You have to know what your customers are struggling with, because if you don't know that, how are you going to convert them into a sale? You can't. So me, I speak my prospects' language. So what you see here is the perfect example of that. So right now, obviously this is a target market for a company called Beachbody, right? And so I'm targeting Beachbody coaches, right? And why am I targeting Beachbody coaches? Again, I know their pain and struggle. I know what they're struggling with. And so as you can see here, this section here is a headline. We talked about headlines. And this section here is a sub-headline, which we just talked about as well. And so as you can see, most of the people who are struggling. Now, if this doesn't talk to the person who is already a diamond, right, then obviously they don't need this. But I'm not talking to the people who are already diamonds or 1-star diamonds or 2-star diamonds or 15-star diamonds. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to the coach who is trying to get from where he or she is to where they want to be, which is becoming a diamond, right? So that's my target for this particular campaign. And so that's why I put go straight to diamond. And the way you go straight to diamond, if you're a Beachbody coach, is to learn how to market online so that you can do what? Let's read the subheadline. The subheadline is how to generate 47 plus free leads per day and 2 to 5 new reps and customers per week in your business. Now, if you're a coach and you are not a diamond, but you want to go straight to diamond, and then you're not getting 47 leads per day and you're not making 2 to 5 sales per week in your business, wouldn't it make sense that they say, yes, show me the training? Because that's what they want. They want to know how to do that. And so my job is to give it to them. My job is to provide my customer, which is a Beachbody coach, the tools and the resources and the training that they need to be successful. And so this is why this lead magnet is working really, really well, and converting them from someone who is just landing on the page to someone who is becoming a lead on my autoresponder. A lead meaning that they're clicking here and they're putting in their email and saying, yes, I want the information. And by the way, as you can see here, again, enter your valid email below to get the training now. So if they enter that, they're going to be taken to my second page, which I'll just put in whatever a fake email address there just to opt in. And this is what they're going to see when they opt in. They're going to be taken straight to what's called bridge page. So let's wait a second while this loads. I don't know why it's so slow. Maybe the internet is slow or whatever. Wow, this is taking forever. I see it loading, but it's not opening. Let me try to refresh it. Okay, here we go. All right, so the first thing that they see, hey there. The first thing that they see is this page. Congrats, you're in. Learn the simple process of getting 47 plus leads per day and 2 to 5 sales per week in your business. Now, this is very important. Whatever your capture page is going to say, when they opt in, they have to see the same exact thing. Otherwise, it's not going to make sense. So your bridge page, this is a bridge page that you're looking right now. Your bridge page must be congruent with whatever message you have on your capture page. It has to be. Because if they land on this page, they're going to be like, huh? I didn't opt in for this. What is this? But if they read, what it said on the capture page, then they're like, oh yes, this is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I want. And so in the video, what I'm doing inside this video is I'm giving them 3 instructions first before I get into the training. Now this is important too, because the first one, as you can see behind my head on the whiteboard, which I'm going to point out as I'm speaking to them in the video, is I'm giving them 3 instructions to follow. The first thing I'm telling them to do is go check their email, because inside of their email is 3 instructions. The first instruction is to go click the link to the Facebook group, right? So I have a Facebook group for Beachbody coaches. So all my prospects that come in through Instagram, I'm creating a Facebook group to create an environment so that I can communicate with them. It's kind of like a little exclusive group just for them so they can meet each other. We can mastermind in there. I can post my webinar links in there, post some tips and share value and all that stuff. So you want to take them from Instagram and get them onto Facebook inside of a closed private Facebook group, because that is where you're going to build relationships with them. It's not easy to build relationships with people on Instagram. You have to understand that. It's not easy because you can't create groups. Everybody is on Facebook. Everybody who's on Instagram is pretty much on Facebook too, at least most people. I mean, I've had customers that came in through Instagram that didn't even have a Facebook account. But most of the people are on Facebook. And if you tell them what to go do inside your video on your bridge page, which is to go check the email, to click the link to go to the Facebook group, well, then they're going to go to the Facebook group. And now that's when the relationship starts. And the relationship is what's going to help you make more sales. Okay. Step number 2, now you don't have to follow this if you don't have any like ebooks that you can give them, or any free downloads, or small ticket downloads like $7 downloads or whatever like that. You could just have a 2-step process. You know, it depends on what it is that you're promoting. So you can create your own 3 things or 2 things for them to do. For me, I tell them also, number 2, you're going to find a link to the Top Producer Handbook, which is a handbook that we have in our company that's going to teach them how to become a top producer, right? Because that's what they want. I know what my prospect is looking for. So they're going to get excited when they get information to that handbook. The third thing I'm going to tell them to do is click the link inside of that email. Remember, in the email, there's going to be 3 links. One to the group, one to download the handbook, and the other one to click the link to go watch video number 1 of 3, which could be whatever you want it to be about. In my video, as you can see behind my head there on the whiteboard, I'm teaching them message to market match. I'm teaching them how to create a message for their market, okay? And then after that, I have 2 more videos that follow up. So they instantly will have that first training, and then the next 2 days will be follow-up emails from the autoresponder that will follow up with them with 2 more free pieces of training that will help them. Now remember, your goal is to always provide value, because the more that you can stand out being the person that they can come to learn something, whatever it is that is. Let's say, for example, you were promoting a shake. If you can teach them how to, maybe some recipes, or maybe some workout exercise tips or something, or maybe how to lose belly fat, or whatever it is, you want to always be providing value to your customer. Okay, so these people that are watching me on this video in this particular niche, which is the Beachbody niche, they're going to love me because all I'm doing is providing value. Okay, they're going to love me. And that's why they're converting so well, because I lead with value. I don't just say, oh, opt in and let me show you my shake and how great it is. And let me show you my viral blogging system to show you how great it is, because we have the best system in the world, and we rank on Alexa and all these other stuff that really is irrelevant. I mean, sure, they're important, but it's irrelevant. What they want to know is what's in it for them. They want someone to follow. They want someone to lead them to the promised land. And if you can't be that person, someone else will. I can promise you that if you cannot step up and be that leader to your customer, someone else will. All right, so I'm going to take a minute to go back to the chat. Will you please repeat the 3 things you send in the email? The 3 things is a link to a Facebook fan page, a link to download a handbook, and a link to go watch the video that I created for them. It's a 3-step video. They're going to get video number 1. And then the following 2 days, they'll get video number 2 and then number 3. Where are you putting this lead page link? We will get to that in a second. You mentioned you have 10 accounts. You have assistants, so do you log into? We'll get to that in a minute too. I'm going to cover all of that. I don't use Infusionsoft, so I don't even know how to use that. So, I mean, if you can create capture pages, you can use that. I have no idea. I use Lead Pages. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Let's see. Let me see if you guys have. Thank you. Perfect. Went to training. If you can download, I see the email with instructions. That's right. Okay. Perfect. All right. Just wanted to make sure I check in with you guys every now and then to see what you guys are posting in the chat room. Okay. So this is the page that they go to the moment that they opt in. Yes, they can buy the system that I'm using, the viral blogging system that I'm selling. They can buy it immediately. This video is about 37 minutes long. I would highly recommend that you do not make it more than definitely not an hour, but stay around the 30-minute range. This one is 37 minutes. So I found that is a good, because I've tested an hour. I even tested 90-minute videos. 30-minute video, around the 40-minute video works best. Okay. So the more value you can add in the first video that they see, the better results you're going to get. And try to condense it into just about 30 something minutes. Okay. So I give them the opportunity to activate the viral blogging system, which is the tool that I sell, right? And I show them in the video why they need it and how to use it, and why they need that in their business, and how it's going to help them generate the 47 leads and get 2 sales a day. And I walk them through the whole process, which I'm not going to get into right now. And then I just basically, this is a page here on Lead Pages. I'm not going to sit here and read the whole thing to you, but this is just basically my story, my struggles, blah, 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 blah. They get to read the whole 9 yards. Then when they scroll down, they can see the feature and benefits on text, any bonuses that you have to provide, any money back guarantees or whatever it is, and then another link to activate or buy your product or service. Okay. And of course, always, always, always put an income disclaimer if you're sharing any kind of numbers. If you want to be compliant with FTC laws, you always have to put that at the bottom. Don't forget. Or they can come after you, and you don't want them to come after you. And definitely you don't want to lie. Okay. You do not want to lie ever. Because that will come later on and bite you in the ass. I'm telling you right now, don't lie. If you don't have results with your product or your business opportunity, making money or whatever, don't worry about that, okay? You can still share value, and you can share other people's and leverage other people's success stories with the product, with the business opportunity. You can actually leverage other people's success stories. So just keep that in mind, and just be strategic with how you set this up, and creative, and really just start thinking. I want you guys to start thinking like an entrepreneur. right? Start thinking strategically. What can I do to move my prospect from where they are to where they need to be, which is either on my team or buying from me as a customer? That's the process you want to always be consistently thinking about. What can I do? What can I do? What is the process? So that's what you need to work on. So let's go back to how to create compelling lead magnets that will attract your perfect prospect. Okay, so we talked about that. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'll show you how easy it is to create it inside of Leadpages. So I'm going to go and pretend that I'm going to create a brand new lead magnet. And I'll show you how super duper simple it is. Okay, so I'll just go to the lead magnet that I use most, which is the one where you can add a picture in the background. I mean, there's tons in here that you could test and play around with, but this is the one that I use here. Click no thanks. So what we're going to do is we are going to, let me see, we're going to put the example that I just put here. Okay, we're going to take this example and we're going to build the lead page from that example. Let me just drag this all the way over here. Whoops. Drag that over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to, well, we don't want to paste that like that. We'll type it in. Need to lose 20 pounds. Right? Super simple. Headline is done in less than 5 seconds. Then we will go back and we will learn how to stop counting points. So let's type that here. Learn how to stop counting points. And don't worry if I'm going too fast. I don't really want you to take too much notes. I want you to pay attention because you are going to be getting the recording. So you could just go back to the recording and then pause, play, whatever you got to do. And start losing weight if you want to live. And start losing weight if you want to live. Okay. Longer for your small children and husband. Longer, whoops. Oh, come on. Longer for your small children and husband. But we can put hubby for fun. There. And of course, here we're always going to put your valid, always remember that, your valid email address to take that out and put instant access. Okay, so you see how super simple that was? Same thing with the button. You could just edit it. Let's see. Yes. We'll put something simple. Show me how. Okay. Or let's see. We can also do yes. And to confirm what they want, I want to lose 20 pounds. See how simple that was? And the same thing with the backgrounds. The background is super simple to change. We can change it to whatever you want. And bam, it's done. Very simple stuff. And the great thing about lead magnets is, I'm not going to do it now, but just so you know, you can come here and actually change it to whatever colors you want. You can change the background from black to purple if you want to. It really doesn't matter. You can control all the colors here. So super cool. What I'm going to do now is, let me go back here. I'm going to display the lead pages there. It's actually, this tool is $67 a month. That's the one that I use. I know they have another version that's like 30-something dollars a month. But I have the $67 a month one because they allow you to create split test pages, which is super important, super important. And I'll show you how to do split tests and stuff later. Okay, so we're just gonna name this page. I'll put IG test workshop, just so that I know. You can name it whatever you want to name it. Okay, and then we'll click save. And then here, don't worry about that because we can't do anything with this part yet. We're gonna have to get back to it. And I'll show you that process in a second. So now that we have that saved, we can get back to this later because there's actually, you have to build it. So what we just created was the lead page. And now we have to move on to the next section, which is, okay, we'll get to the capture page stuff in a little while. What I want to talk about now is how to find the hashtags to target your perfect prospect. All right. So what I like, where I like to go to is two places. The first place is, and I guess you can do it the second part from Statagram as well. Statagram recently changed their name to iconosquare.com. So you can just go to iconosquare.com. You see the name right here. You can sign them with your Instagram account if you want to, but right here where it says users and hashtags, all I'm going to do is go right here. And let's say for this example that we're building out now, I'm targeting that Weight Watchers person. So I'm going to type in Weight Watchers and I'm going to click search. And that's going to search for the most, the hashtags that get the most, well, I should say the hashtags that have the most people using those hashtags. So for example, you see this one that says Weight Watchers. There's 969,698 photos. Okay, so that means that there's over 900,000 people using the hashtags Weight Watchers in their photo. This is a huge big deal because these are the people that you're going to be targeting. Okay, you want to target the people that are using that keyword. Same thing with Weight Watchers 360, 120,000 photos. Weight Watchers UK, 109,000 photos, and so on and so on. So you can see the Weight Watchers niche, which is one of the niches that I'm targeting and having results with, is completely bananas. Because look at all of these photos. I mean, 3,000, you know, just tons of people using photos. So this is just one way. The second way to do it, and I'll just do it right here. You can do this on the app too. This second part that I'm going to show you when it comes to finding good hashtags. The second thing that you could do is if you click on the hashtag, of course, this is going to take forever to load. What we're going to do, I'll talk while this is trying to load. Here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at other hashtags that the people that are using the Weight Watchers hashtag, we're going to go look at their other hashtags to see what relevant hashtags we can come up with that's not on the list of hashtags that I just showed you. The main one that I just showed you, we're going to see if we can come up with more hashtags. So all you have to do is just click on any photo and it's going to take you directly to that photo and you'll be able to see the hashtags that the same person that used for Weight Watchers, you can see what other hashtags that they're using in that particular photo. If they're using other hashtags with it. So let's see. We'll give it a minute to load. I don't know why my computer's loading, taking so long. Maybe because I'm running the webinar, I don't know. Well, while that's loading, let me go back in here to see if there's any comments. Alexandra, this webinar is already worth more than I paid for. Thank you, Alexandra. Good. Okay. I appreciate that comment. All right, come on, picture. Why is it taking forever to load? Again, you don't have to do this from the website. You can actually go and do it from your app, your Instagram app, you could just go to the app and do type in your keywords, and it will pull up some of the keywords. And when you click on the picture, you'll actually see the hashtags that other people are using, and you can actually start using those hashtags too. Let me refresh this page because I don't know why it's not showing up. Or I don't know why it's taking forever to load. Let me go back. See if I can choose another picture. Let's say this one right here. Let's see what this one's gonna do. Okay, here we go, it's loading. Okay, as you can see, look at that. I found Weight Watchers Points Plus. Right? That wasn't on the list. Weight Watchers Sisterhood or WW Sisterhood. Now, if we click on the link, it's gonna show us how many people are using that hashtag and see if it's even worth using. So let's just let that load. Let's refresh and see what happens. Okay, patience. This is where your patience is tested. But anyway, you get the point. What I'm trying to do is here. Okay, here we go. It's loading. What the purpose of us doing this is to see if we can find other hidden hashtags that don't show up on Iconosquare, to see if they're getting tons of people using them. Now, on the app, because it doesn't show it right here, it doesn't say how many people. Oh, you know what we could do? We can actually copy this and put it here. That's what we could do. Because on the app, it automatically shows you when you click on it how many searches people are getting. Okay, so look at this. 30,000 photos. So there's 30,000 photos with WW Points Plus. I would say that that is a hashtag, a good hashtag to target. Okay, 30,000 photos. So you get the point. I'm not going to go too much into details with the hashtags. You get the point. Your point is to keep digging. Keep digging, keep searching, whatever hashtags you can find that are getting thousands of searches, that's what you want to go for. I like to use the hashtags that get over, let's say 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I guess anything over 1,000 in my eyes is good. It's a good keyword to target, although I prefer a $30,000 photos hashtag. Okay, so the more photos, the more people that are tagging that particular keyword in the photos, the better. Okay, so the higher the number is, the better. But I definitely would stay over 1,000 at the very bare minimum. Okay, let's move on to the next step. So that is how to find hashtags to target your perfect prospect. And just to recap, you can use Iconosquare, or you can use the actual Instagram app to do your hashtag research. Next thing, let me just, yes, Robin, I love my patience tests. Yes, you can save the hashtags on your notes or on your computer or wherever you're going to save it. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's get into the next step. Okay. Where are we? Okay, so how to create the perfect Instagram username to attract your perfect prospect. Now, like I said before, this part right here, hold on, let me get some water. Sorry, when I talk a lot, my mouth gets super dry. I'm sure you experience that too. But this, in my opinion, is the most important. And I'm going to put a star next to this. Well, actually, I can't because this is a view only document that I'm doing here. But put a star next to this one in your mind, because this is the most important one. And here's why. When you start liking and following other people that are using the hashtags that you did the research on, right? Whatever hashtag that is, when you go and find that person, those people that are using that hashtag, what's going to happen is when you like their photo and when you follow them, what's going to happen is this. Just like you've experienced, they're going to get a notification on their phone that your username, right? They're going to see, the first thing that they're going to see is your username, right? So if your username, which is the first thing that they see before they even see your profile, before they even see your bio, before they even see your capture page, the first thing that they're going to see is your username. So if your username is not talking to them, your chances of them going to your profile is going to be super duper low. Okay, so and I'll show you what I mean by example in just a second, but I wanna stress this fact that if when they see, because remember, they get the notification and they're gonna see your username, that's the first thing they're gonna see. And if your username speaks to them and creates curiosity, it's going to entice them to go back to your profile. They're gonna poke around your pictures. They're going to see your bio, which we're going to get into all of that in just a second as we move along in this training. They're going to see that, okay? And what are they going to do? They're going to say, this is interesting. I like this. So I'm going to go and follow this person back, maybe like some of her photos or his photos. And what is this? The bio says how I can learn how to do X, Y, Z. What is this? This is what I want. I want to lose the 20 pounds. I want to learn how to generate 47 leads a day. I'm struggling in my business. What is this? They're going to click on that link. They're going to see your lead magnet. Remember, we call it magnet for a reason, because you're drawing your prospects to you. And that is why your Instagram username is the most important strategic thing that you can come up with, and is one of the main reasons why I'm getting the results that I'm getting in my business. So I had to make this a long drawn out thing about step number 4, because in my opinion, this is the most important, because it's the first thing your prospect sees. So let me show you an example. We'll just stick with my Instagram. What am I doing here? Instagram. Let's see. Whoops. God, I have so many, I don't even remember what it was now. Let me see. No, that's not it. Just you know what? Give me 1 second, because I don't even remember what my Instagram is. Give me a second. I want to make sure I take you guys to the right one. So just bear with me for 1 second while I get the actual name. Okay, it's this one. Let's see. Is this it? Yes, this is it. Okay, perfect. We are here. So this is one of my accounts. And as you can see, this is the one where I'm targeting Beachbody coaches, right? What do Beachbody coaches sell? What is their main product that they sell? Do you guys know? No? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's challenge packs. That's what they sell. That it is not just the shakes, it's not just the workout programs, it's challenge packs, which includes the workout program and the shake. It's kind of like a bundle. It's a challenge pack, right? Why do they sell that? Why do they focus on selling challenge packs? Because it pays the most. So when I target a Beachbody coach who is trying to sell challenge packs, and the first thing that she sees when she sees that I just liked her photo or his photo, or that I just followed them, the first thing that they're going to see is sell more challenge packs. Well, if I was a coach and I saw that and I saw sell more challenge packs, don't you think I'm going to say, I want to sell more challenge packs. What is this? Let me click on this person's bio who just liked let me click on this person's profile who just liked my photo or just followed me, because what is this sell more challenge packs? What is this? This makes sense to you guys? Am I providing you guys with some serious golden nuggets here? I just want to know. When I say that this is the most important piece of the puzzle, I mean it. So I want you to take the username very, very seriously, because it's the first thing that they see. First thing that they see. So what does my bio say when they first go in? Now, let me tell you something about Instagram. When it comes to creating the bio, and this is the bio here, in case you don't know what the bio is, this is the bio section here. If you're going to be creating, and write this down because this is important. If you're going to be creating Instagram accounts, like multiple ones, targeting different niches or different, maybe in the network marketing industry like I do, where you're targeting different companies, you cannot, let me repeat, you cannot type in the same exact bio. You know why? Because one of two things is going to happen. Number one, they'll shut you down, because they're going to see, what is this? This person has like 100 accounts and she's using the same bio for all of them. Oh, no. Shut down. And they're going to see that as spam. Now, what you can do is, if you have a bunch of accounts that are pretty much targeting the same niche, you can say the same message in a different way on each account. This way you're safe. Okay. And number two, if you do use the same exact copy and paste message on each Instagram account, they may not shut you down. However, your bio will instantly disappear. So when your prospects come to your profile, they're not going to see anything. It's going to be blank. So you don't want to do that either. So my advice to you, as someone who has been testing this and getting results from it for the past 4 months, I'm telling you right now, do not make your bio word for word exactly the same. It can have the same message, just say it in a different way. So if you have 10 or 20 accounts, you are going to say the same message 10 or 20 different ways, 10 or 20 different variations. And in a second, you're about to hear Rusty screaming and barking off the top of his lungs, because now he's peeking out the window and there's neighbors coming out, and he's probably going to start barking in a second. And if he does, please excuse Rusty. Many of you know who Rusty is, and you know he's my dog and he's a character. Okay, he's away from the window now, so I think we're good. So yeah, don't use copy-paste bios. Don't do that. So as you can see, using the username is the username that you choose, and I would suggest that use the underscores between each word, because if I had sell more challenge packs all together without the usernames, it's going to kind of be hard to read, because they don't put caps. It's just going to look like one long word. So you have to put underscores in between each, so that it's easier on the eyes to read. Before we move forward, let me see what you guys are saying in here. Wow, didn't know that. LOL. Yes, Golden Nuggets. That is brilliant. Yup. LOL. I agree with Tiana. Lisa's an amazing teacher. Thank you. By the way, you're a great teacher, showing us step by step what you do. I've never seen this done live. It's the best. Thank you. I love this training. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Let me just grab a little bit more water. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. We'll get more into the profile a little later and what I do and all that stuff inside my bio to get the prospects to opt in and generate more leads on a daily basis. So let's see, I can close this window. I'll leave that one open for now. I'll keep that one open. Okay. All right, so let's see. How to create the perfect Instagram username. We just covered that. So we are good to go. Okay, so the next one is how to create an email account for each Instagram account. Now, here's the deal. If you use Gmail, like I use Gmail, and mostly everybody uses Gmail, at some point, Gmail is going, okay, let me rephrase this again. Gmail is connected to your cell phone number. Okay, or your phone number. At some point, you're going to run out of Gmail accounts. At some point, it's going to say, sorry, you can't create any more Gmail accounts because you've already used the maximum allowed for this phone number. And so therefore, you'll have to get another phone number. So instead of going through the hassles of trying to get somebody else's number, trying to get a new number, whatever, just use Hotmail. Hotmail allows you to create 3 new emails every single day with the same number, no problem. And it's very simple to do. All you have to do is go to, and this is if you're going to be creating tons of, Instagram accounts, which I highly recommend that you do, because the more Instagram accounts you have, the more leads you're going to get. Okay, so like I said before, I have 10, and by the time, I don't know, maybe by the end of this month, I'm probably going to, or by the middle of November, I'm probably going to have 10 more. So my goal is to have a total of 20 by definitely before the end of this year, and then just start building out maybe 5 a week or something like that as I move forward. But the results that I'm getting right now with just 10 has been absolutely amazing. So this is where you can go. You just go to hotmail.com, and right here where it says sign up now, you just put in your name, first name, last name. You put your username here. So I usually keep it congruent with the Instagram account that I'm going to be creating for it. So for example, you know, let's say, for example, sell beach, there's some more challenge packs. So I'm going to put that as my email too. Sell more challenge packs. And then you're just going to, I like to use the Hotmail one. All right, so let it be congruent with whatever username that you pick for the Gmail. And by the way, email first before you create the Instagram account. So you put in your password, your zip, your birthday, gender, your phone number. You can put whatever phone number you want. You can put in, I usually leave the email, the alternate email address blank. You'll have to put in the code and then uncheck this send me promotions offer. I don't want to get any offers. So just click that unsubscribe and then click create account. Once you have that account, you see how simple that was? That's it. Once you have that account, what you're going to do is, if you're going to be creating multiple Instagram accounts, make sure that you put it on, like you start a new notepad or Evernote, or maybe something on your cell phone, wherever, like a note thing where you can actually keep track of your accounts. Because what's going to happen is every now and then you're going to your Instagram account is going to act a little funky, and it's going to say, oh, you're putting in the wrong password, and it's not going to be able to log you in, so you're going to have to reset the password and all this. So you want to keep track of all of that on a document. So I would put email, or I would put username for the Instagram account was, in this case, in this example, Sell More Challenge Packs. My email, well, I should say my password for that account, you know, whatever your password is, and then the email that you created for that specific account. So it'd be Sell More Challenge Packs. Oops, packs, I can't spell, at hotmail.com, right? And then when you have, that's the first one, and then when you have another one, you do the same exact thing. You change the username, you put your password, you put the email for it, you do the same thing again for the third account, and so on and so on and so on. So this document will be a list of all your usernames, all your passwords. When you need to change your passwords and stuff, you go back, come here, and you change the password. You know, you just put in the new password there so that you have it on a document, and then you save that document. This document is sacred to you. You do not want to lose this document or putting any false information on there. You want to make sure that you keep this in a sacred place, because you're going to be using it a lot, especially when you're trying to remember what you know. I usually keep all of my passwords the same for all of the accounts, so it's easy for me to log in and log out if I need to. But I just usually like to open up my document, copy this, you know, go here, log in, paste it, whatever. All right, so that's how simple it was to create the email. Do you keep your list of hashtags with the notes and Instagram account? Yes, I do. Not on the same document, but I'll put it like on a separate document. So I'll put like Beachbody and then all the hashtags that I'm using, and then next target market and all the hashtags that I'm using. So I'll create a document, and you could just put it on one document, or you create a document for each account. It doesn't matter. You create a notepad for each or whatever. Use a spreadsheet, exactly like Greg said. You know, it's up to you how you want to manage that. Do you have each Facebook group for each Instagram account? Yes, I do. And remember, well, we'll get to that in a second. That Hotmail trick is pretty cool. Thanks, because I ran into the Gmail problem. I know you did, because I did too. Commenting got disabled in my Instagram accounts. Do you have any tips? Yeah, here's my tip. Stop commenting. I don't comment at all. I never leave comments anywhere. Comments will get you into trouble. So stop commenting. And we'll talk about that a little later, Alexandra. You are awesome. I need to know who's running all these accounts. Huh? Wait, I need to know who's running all these accounts. Thanks. Do you have assistants? No, I don't have assistants. I'm running the accounts. I have an assistant who posts certain images. Like, she creates some of my images for me, and then she goes into my accounts and posts them. But I'll talk about that a little later. But as far as handling my accounts, no, I am handling my accounts. You can outsource it if you want to. I choose not to. Go Rusty. Yeah. Okay, let's move forward. Where were we? Where's my document? Okay, so how to strategically. Okay, so basically, I think I pretty much covered this when I was talking about the Instagram account, how to strategically set up your Instagram account, which was basically the username and what you're going to say. Now, remember, let me just cover this really quickly because this is important. This username, this, the bio, make sure that it is congruent with whatever your capture page says. So if your capture page says, I'm going to show you how to lose 20 pounds without counting points, you better make sure that your bio says the same thing as that. Okay, so super important to remember. Okay, how to set up your Facebook account for each target. All right, so let's move on over to Facebook. Okay, so like I said before, what I do in my first autoresponder email that goes out to my prospect that's coming in through Instagram that clicked on the link in my bio, the very first email that goes out to that person is going to tell them exactly what I'm telling them to do in the video, which is number one, go check your email, because inside that email is the link to, is the link to the Facebook group. Right? So that Facebook group, if I'm targeting Beachbody coaches, well, now I'm getting them all into this Facebook group so they can meet each other, and they're all Beachbody coaches, and I'm going to go in there and I'm going to talk their language. Okay. Yeah, so that's what it is in Facebook group. So now let me log into my Facebook account. Oh, okay. So I guess it's not just the other sites that was acting slow. It's probably running slow to load the websites because I'm running webinar. So that's why it's probably running slow. It's either that or my internet is acting a little slow. I don't know. Okay, it looks like I put in the wrong password. So give me a second. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to go to my Beachbody one that I have set up, because this example, I'm just using the Beachbody one. Okay, of course, this is running slow too, so let's just give it a second while that loads. Okay. Okay, so this is my Beachbody group, right? That's weird. I had my header and it disappeared. I had a specific header. I'll go to another group and I'll show you another group that I'm working with right now. This is another company that I'm working with right now. As you can see, I created this image. This is something that I'm actually going to change, and here's why. As you can see right now, I'm using their company logo, and I don't want to get into trouble, so I'm going to actually redo this header, this cover inside of that group, because I don't want them coming to me saying, oh, you're using our logo, please remove the group. You know, I don't want to deal with any of that. So I'm actually going to revamp the headers that I'm using inside of my niche groups. I had one for Beachbody, but for some reason it disappeared. I don't know, maybe I accidentally deleted it. So let me go back to the Beachbody one. So yeah, I mean, well, actually, you know what? No, I'll stay on the It Works one. It's very, very simple to create headers that talk to the actual prospect, okay? The actual person in that niche. So if I am, in this case, in this scenario here on this Facebook group, if I am talking to It Works reps, I'm not going to use It Works anymore. I'm just going to use the word body wraps because they understand that language. So instead of, I'm going to change just to say, instead of It Works Marketing Mastermind, I'm going to say Marketing Mastermind to sell more body wraps or something like that. Okay, or Body Wraps Marketing Mastermind. Because even when they see that without their logo, they still can make sense of it because that's what they sell. They sell body wraps. Okay, so it's super simple to do. You have two options. You can actually create it yourself, which I'll show you how to do. It's super easy to do. Or you can outsource it on Fiverr. and have somebody create a really nice one for you, maybe fancy dancy. They have some really good designers over there. So you can get one for $5. All right. So the way that I do it, it's very, very simple. Very, very simple. I go to, if you're using a PC, I use a PC. I don't know what it is on Mac. My husband uses the Mac, but I don't, so I don't know too much about the Mac. But if you're using a Mac, whatever it is, the Paint feature, that's what you use. So for PC, it's Paint. And of course, this is going to take forever to load too. What just happened here? Let's try that again. Okay, here we go. So this is Paint. And I have my size already there. So all you have to do is click on this little text, the little A, and you can start typing. So it could be Body Wraps, Marketing Mastermind, or something like that, group. Then you could pull it out, make it longer, or make it maybe like this, do whatever you want. You could actually change the font, change the color, you know, whatever you want to do. You can add an image in the background first, just going here to files and opening up a file and adding the image first. If you have one, like, I don't know, maybe a scenery or something, and then putting these words on top of it, you could do that. You could change the color, do whatever you want to do, and you have your header. Now, I don't even know what size this is. Let me see. I don't even know what size this is, but just put it up to Facebook and try to use your imagination to see what size it is, or Google the answer, like what size is Facebook cover photos, and then you can adjust the size right here. I don't even remember. But this is how I do it. That's how I created that one. You can keep it really simple and clean. Because it's really not important what's in the header. I wouldn't even spend $5 on Fiverr unless you really want it to look sexy. I would just do something simple with this. You save it, you upload it, and you're done. So I'm not going to get too much into that. So that's how I did this. But again, I don't recommend using company logos because I'm actually going to change this to have it say Body Wraps Mastermind. Okay, so let's move on to the next. It's at the bottom, the size. Oh, thanks, Robin. I don't even know. So I noticed even though you have different names and different bios on Instagram, is it okay to have the same profile picture? Yes. I have most of my profile pictures have pretty much have the same picture. So the picture is just fine. Another online software that's cheap, free, www.canva.com. Thank you. Or just Instagram and Facebook group. Yes. So you have for each lead page a matching Instagram and Facebook pages and Facebook groups. No, not Facebook pages, just a Facebook group. I don't have fan pages for each target market. I only have a fan page. I only have an Instagram group, and the whole bottom line is to get them into a Facebook group. And the only way to get them into a Facebook group is to tell them what to do inside of the first email that they get. Click here to join our XYZ, whatever it is that you're targeting, Facebook Marketing Mastermind Facebook group, or whatever it is that you're going to name it for whatever niche it is. Okay, so that's the flow. All right, let me see. Let me go back to my document. Okay, how to set up the Facebook group. Okay, how to set up your value sales page and call to action, which was basically the bridge page, which was already created. Same way that I created the capture page, you're going to pick a template. If you're going to be using lead pages, you're going to pick a template. And again, it's just very simple. You open up whatever template you want. You change all the things you hear. You can take stuff away. You can add stuff, whatever it is that you want to do. See, you can hide stuff. You can add it, whatever. Very, very, very simple to use. This was the bridge page that I created. All right, so you can make it the way, however you want to make it. You can use whatever lead page design template that you want to use. It doesn't matter. Like, this part doesn't matter as long as the first thing that they see is the headline that matches the capture page and the video and the button. Okay, that's the only thing that matters. Okay, whatever capture page, whatever bridge page design you decide to use, that is totally on you. It's not even important. What's important is what it says and the message inside the video and the call to action to buy your product or join your business or whatever it is. Let's move to the next one. Okay, how to set up your lead magnet autoresponder and 2 segmented follow-up emails. All right, so let's get into that. I use Aweber, and what I'll do here also is I'm going to display that content for you as well. So I just showed you lead magnets. I don't know why it's not showing up. Okay, well, you could just go to aweber.com. I was trying to make it easy for you, but it's not showing up. I'm going to log in to mine. Uh-oh. Not be recognized. Oh, no wonder. Wasn't supposed to use my email address. Okay, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, what you're looking at right here is 42 subscribers yesterday, which means 42 leads, and 53 today, and the night is even over. So as I said before, am I getting 40 plus leads a day on Instagram? Yes, because Instagram is my only thing that I'm focused on right now. And what I highly suggest that you do is, the thing is that there's so many different strategies out there. So many different strategies. There's Facebook PPC, there's Facebook marketing, there's Pinterest marketing, there's so many different things. Me personally, I chose to make a decision to focus on one main thing and just master it. And that's exactly what I've done. So what you see here, these amount of leads, all of them are coming from Instagram. Now, every now and then I'll get, a lead from YouTube, a lead from my blog, a lead from Facebook, but the majority of my leads that come through are coming from Instagram. The majority of my sales are coming from Instagram for the past 4 months since I've been using them. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to go to my Beachbody one. What was I covering again? I forgot. The autoresponder. Okay. Okay, so here's the autoresponder, and I'll give you a sneak peek of what I'm doing here. As you can see, I have 7 follow-up campaigns, and that's really all you need. You don't need to sit here and write 5,000 follow-up emails. You just sit down and write 7 follow-up emails. That is all you need. And for each email that goes out, I'm going to talk to my prospect. Because remember, when it comes to email marketing, they don't see what's inside the email first. What they see first is the title, the subject line. That's it. So your subject line, if it's not talking to your prospect, you're not going to, you're not going to get that many people opening up your emails. Okay, so as you can see inside of my email, I put, if I'm targeting Beachbody coaches, I'm going to put Beachbody video 1. Your prospects are starving for your whatever I put there. I don't even remember, but let's go inside. And I'm not going to go through all my emails and what they say. I'm just going to go through what my first email says to get them from Instagram to Facebook to buying my $7 handbook to watching the first video that I created, which is a training video to help them with whatever it is that you want to help your prospects with, right? So a Beachbody video 1, your prospects are starving. Now remember, in my video, this video here, where is that page? This video here, what am I telling them to do? On 3, the link to training 1 of 3, go check that out. And as you can see, it says video 1 and it says their name. So when they see that, they're going to be like, oh yeah. And every time they get a new email from me, the follow-up, the 7 series, and they see the company name that they're with, they're going to see, oh yeah, let me open that, because it's congruent with their language. Okay. So this is what I have inside of my email, and I'll read it really quickly. It says, hey there, it's Lisa Torres, and as you can see, it's a link. That link goes back to this page so they remember me. Okay. And I'm always sending them back to that page because that page has, when they click the button, it goes to my shopping cart for my company. So number 1, exactly what my video says, 1, 2, 3, right? So number 1, click here to join our Beachbody Marketing Mastermind group on Facebook. The second thing is click here to grab a copy of the Top Producer Handbook for only $7. So I'm making little $7 sales here, these little like tripwires. While there's still some copies left, inside you'll find everything you need to know to become a top producer in your business. It's truly a take you by the hand action checklist you'll refer to again and again. And finally, step number 3 is click here, right? What was step number 3? The link to videos 1 of 3, message to market match, right? Click here to learn how to craft your message to your market. So as you can see, everything from the time that they see my username, to the time they see my profile, to the time that they see my bio, to the time that they click the link and see my capture page, to the time they see my bridge page with the video on it, to the time they get to read my first email. As you can see, every single step is a process and it's congruent with each other. Do you guys get that? It is congruent with each other. There is no open holes. There's no, what do I do next? This is the process. And this is why I want you to start thinking like an entrepreneur. You have a business. You have to start creating processes. This is a process. McDonald's has a process. Restaurants have a process. Macy's has a process. If you have a business, you have to have a process. And this is the process. So I need for you, and you don't have to use my process. You can get creative and create your own if you want to. But this is my process, and as you can see, it works, right? Let me go see what you guys are saying in the chats. How many EN leads are you getting daily from Instagram? Well, I just shared that. 40, definitely over 40. So it's anywhere between 40 and 80, as you can see in my Aweber account, somewhere between 40 and 80. All of them are coming from Instagram. You are so awesome. Thank you, Tiana. Thanks for answering all our questions. I love the point to focus on one. I'm going to take on that challenge with IG also. So do you have a schedule you have and how much? We're getting to that too, Tiana. Perfect. Thanks for clarifying. So you have 1 lead page, one lead page per target market. So I have several lead pages per target market. Okay, I answered that one already. All right, where was I? Okay, so let's finish scrolling down to see what the rest says. This is the kind of information that your company or upline will not teach you because they just don't know it. And what you don't know, you just don't know, right? But not you. Luckily, you are ahead of the game, and it's time for you to crush your competition. Activate your simple 3-step system now. This is the same exact system that allowed me to earn over $25,000 in just 90 days, and that's verified proof. And it can be for you. Again, do not lie. Share your results. If you don't have results, share other people's results. Enjoy the training, and I'll see you tomorrow for video number 2. To Your Prosperity, Lisa Torres, Teaching Network Marketers, blah, 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 blah. I always put have questions, text me. This is a Google Voice number. I get tons of texts all day long with people asking me questions and things like that. My blog link, my follow me on Facebook fan page. Click here to download my 2 surprise gifts. You don't, this is just stuff you can put in your signature at the end, whatever you want to do. It's completely up to you what you want to add here. There's no solid, oh, you should be doing this. You get creative. This is your business. You give them what you want. P.S. Need help generating leads and making sales in your business? Click here to activate your simple 3-step process again. And again, as always, income disclaimer. Don't forget, if you're going to be talking about any money, any kind of results or anything like that, always put an income disclaimer at the end, because if not, the FTC and maybe the compliance department, if you're with Empower Network, will come chasing you and start hawking you. You don't want that. All right, so that's pretty much what the emails look like. And then the follow-up emails is just basically sending them to lesson number 2 and then lesson number 3, and then adding valuable content, sending them to my blog, giving them value. But I'm not going to get into all of that because it's your business. It's time for you to start getting creative and start thinking of your own emails to write. So I just gave you the basic of the first email that should go out. Let's see. What's the next one? Okay, so now that we have our email set up, right? So to set an email is very simple. I'll show you how to set up the whole process so that you can know when you're watching the replay of this. So right here it says create and manage lists. So you click that link. And while that's loading, I will see if there's any more comments and stuff in the chat. What can I use in my video if I don't have significant results as proof? Good question. You could find someone in your company who does have results, and you can interview them and then use that as the, you know, as the video that you're going to be using. Okay, or the content, the follow-up content, you can start sharing other people's results. If you're with any company, I don't care what company you're with, every company has tons of people who have results. I don't care if you are in the, if you're selling shakes, if you're selling wraps, if you're selling makeup, if you're selling travel, if you're selling blogging systems, it doesn't matter. Every single network marketing company, if you're in network marketing, has people with results. Go out, reach out to them and ask them to interview them for like, 20, 30 minutes. And then use that as leverage, and you just keep doing that once a week. Let's see if this loaded. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna click create a list. And this is going to open up, what is this here? What is that? I've never seen that before. Let me go back. Oh, wait, it says X out. Huh? Wait a minute. Did they change it on me? Let me go back because this page does not look familiar. Did they recently change the layout? Let's see. create a list. Okay, here we go. I knew I wasn't going crazy. So you're just basically going to put your name. I keep this part blank, the company website. You know, you can put your, I don't use real addresses here, just so you know, because I don't want people knowing where I live and come stalking me. Some axe murder come in and try to chop my head off. So I put a P.O. box. I know you're laughing. I put a P.O. box here because I don't play those games. And that's not a real P.O. box. Because, again, you don't want to use your email address because there's stalkers and crazy people out there, especially when you start getting results. No, thank you. You put your name here, whatever that's going to be, your email. Next step, your list name. So this is going to be, I would suggest that you keep it specific. So if I was creating this for the Beachbody one, I would just put Beachbody. Okay, I would just put that as my list name. But I'm going to put, you don't have to put test. I'm just going to put test so I can go and delete this later so that I know which one I'm doing here. Again, you could just put Beachbody again and click next. And you scroll down and you approve message and create list. So while that's loading, I will go back here. Yay, love that you made up a P.O. box. Yeah, I don't play those games. Great, thank you. What can I use in my video for? Okay, answer those questions. Okay, come on, AWeber. We don't have all day. It's getting late. Let's go. All right, while that's loading, I'll just get some water again. Okay. Okay, once you land on this page here, right here, it's going to say list settings. You click list settings or list options and then go down to list settings. And what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down and you're going to right here at the bottom. Now, this is optional. I personally like to get email notifications when leads are coming through because it excites me to get leads. But if it's annoying to you to keep getting AWeber notifications, you can leave this blank, or you can put in your name and email address and click add and save. I'll just leave it blank for now. And you'll see a little green check mark. That means that you can move forward to the next step, which is step number 3. You don't have to do, I don't do anything in the personalize your list. I just go straight to confirm opt-in, step number 3. And I turn off the opt-in. I just turn it off. And you click yes. And that's going to turn red. You want to click save. Okay, and basically what you're doing is if you left that on, what's going to happen is when the person has to confirm that they want to start getting emails from you. I don't want them to confirm anything. I want them to instantly start getting the emails. So I turn it off and click save. Let me make sure that's saved. Okay, good. All right, so the next thing we do is we go up here where it says sign up forms. We click that. And we'll click the green button that says create your first sign up form. This is for your capture page that we're creating on lead pages or wherever you're going to be creating capture pages from. We scroll down. You can take the name off. Just hover over it and click X. The only thing we want is the email. You don't have to design it. There's tons of templates there. You don't have to do any of that because it doesn't even matter. Go to step 2. And we're going to give it a name. And again, we're being congruent here. Beachbody. I'll put test again for my purposes so I can delete it later. Here where it says thank you page, you're going to go to custom page. Use your own URL. And when you create your bridge page, you're going to take that URL. This is why the first thing that you should do before you even create the autoresponder is to create your bridge page. That's the first thing, because you're going to need it when you create the autoresponder. So you take that link, whatever that link is, and you put it here. And what you're doing here is you're telling the autoresponder, when they go to your capture page and they put in their email address to opt in, what you're doing is you're telling the autoresponder, okay, now go to this page, which is the bridge page. So you want to direct them to somewhere, and that's to see your video. So once you do that, you just click save, and then you can go down and go to step number 3. All right, let me scroll down a little bit so we can see. You can click I will install my form, and then click on raw HTML version, and you'll see the whole code right here. You copy and paste that whole entire code, and it's a long one, so make sure it's all shaded in blue. Click copy, and then you go back to the capture page that you created. Click the button, right? And then remember, we had to get back to this spot here, right? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Click the button. Where's my thingamajig? It's not showing up. Okay, let me hold on a second. Oh, wait a minute. Why is it not showing up? Let me get out of here. Maybe, oh, here it goes. Okay, I had to click cancel. Right here at the top left-hand side, you're going to see integration settings. You click that. And right here, and by the way, before I move forward with this, when you sign up for lead pages, right, you're going to have to go to the settings section and link it to your Aweber account. So let me go back to lead pages, and I'll show you how to do that really quickly. It's very simple to do. When you go in and you log in, at the top right-hand corner, you see my account. Just go down to integrations, and you're going to choose, I can't do it here because I already have mine set up, but you'll see the instructions to follow. All you have to do is choose Aweber and then follow the instructions, and it will link it. It'll tell you to put in your Aweber username and password, and you just make sure it's linked. Very simple to do. Just follow the instructions, click the button, and you're done. So you have to do that first before you actually do this part here. So that's the very first thing. When you get the account, make sure you link it to your Aweber first thing before you start creating the capture pages at all. Okay. So when you do that, and you see, and by the way, this works with Aweber, Infusionsoft, GetResponse, MailChimp, all these different types of autoresponder services. So integrate form with, and we're going to click, you'll see my Aweber there. We're going to choose HTML copy paste because that's what we're doing. We're copy and pasting the HTML from that I just showed you, and you click your autoresponder and you paste the code there. So that code that we just took and copied, we're going to paste it here and click customize this form, and then click OK, and we're good to go. We click save. And now our autoresponder is connected to our capture page, which in turn is connected to the bridge page. So when they opt in, you're going to get a lead, and the lead is going to go to the bridge page. Now, what is going on here? Okay, it's saving. Okay, so now the easy way to create a split test page, to maybe change the background, maybe change the subheadline, maybe change the color of the button. There's so many variations that you can create. I would suggest, I usually do no more than 3. You can do 2, but I usually do, 3, okay, just to see which one is converting better. So it's very simple to do. All you do is click Add Test, click OK, and a pop-up is going to show up, and you just click Original. If you want to play around with some other templates, you can choose whatever template you want to test. I usually just keep the same one. Every now and then, I'll just play around with it and use a different template to test. But for the most part, I don't really get around involved with all that stuff because this is a template that works, and I just stick to what works. So if I wanted to change the background on this capture page, Let's say I wanted to use a blurry background. And just click OK. And now it changed to the blurry background, even though that's an ugly one. Let me change it to a better one. That one has like some funky white border around it. I'll choose a different one. Okay, that one fills up the whole page, so that's good. You see how pretty that looks? So we can do that, so we can change the background. Maybe we want to change the color of the words. You know, whatever you want to do. Maybe make it red. I don't know. With the green button, you just click it. Whoops. Click this little button right there. Well, actually, no, I'm lying. My bad. We'll go to styles. And we will go down to buttons. You see the button and the button hover over, button hover. You just change it. So if you want to make it green, you could do that. If you want to change the hover, you do that. And so now it's changed. And then you just click save. That will save the second variation. And then you can rename it by putting maybe green button and clicking OK. And then clicking save again. Now what's going to happen is this is still attached to the same, we're going to click publish so you can see what I mean. This is the URL that we're going to use for the Instagram account. And you could just you could just post it straight. I mean, we can get a little bit more advanced and get into the WordPress and hosting it on your WordPress, but I'm not even going to go there. You'll do just fine using the link that Instagram gives you. It's not a big deal. It's what I use. I don't get into all the extra stuff. I just use the link that it provides to me, and I just market that one on Instagram. So you take that link. It's already hosted. You don't have to worry about buying a domain or anything like that. It's already hosted. All you have to do is put this link in your bio. That's it. And then what's going to happen is when the person clicks on this link, like for example, the first person that clicks on the link may land on this page. The second person that comes in is going to land on the original page. The third person that comes in is going to land on this page, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on, right? So what happens is when you go here and you click analytics, it's going to say, here's your conversion rate. Here's how many visitors you got. Here's how many variations you got. These are the conversions it got. And you're going to see a whole bunch of lines and wiggly lines, you know, just like a chart. And here you're going to get the conversion rate, and it's going to say, okay, this page with the green button is outperforming the original one at, you know, 10% or 20% or whatever it is. And this will show you that, yes, this is the capture page that's working for me. This is the one that I'm going to scale up. And then you can therefore delete the original one or delete this one and maybe create a new one to see if you can outperform that one. Make sense? Okay. And that's as simple as it goes. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about the 2 segmented follow-up campaigns. Okay, so we're going to go back into Aweber. Now, when you are creating, right now, what we created when we, whoops, I'm going to the wrong section here. Let me go to the messages and the follow-up campaigns. Okay, so you're going to add your first email here, right? You just drag and drop email. You're going to create your email. Let me go here and see if you guys. So I go out and prospect at the gym, and I Facebook message new contacts on Facebook. Is this the sole way that you bring in new leads for your health stuff as well as your online marketing? Let me read that again because I'm not sure I understand. I go out and prospect at the gym, and I Facebook message new contacts on Facebook. Is this the sole way that you bring in new leads for your health stuff as well as your online? I don't do any offline stuff. I don't go to the gym and prospect anybody with my health stuff. I do everything 100% off online. I don't do anything offline. I just don't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't have to do it because I know online marketing, and I know that, put it like this, I would rather be chilling at the pool. I'd rather be, you know, sleeping. I would rather be going to the movies and still generating leads and making sales versus going to prospect somebody at the gym. I prefer not to do that. That's why I love online marketing. I just don't do the offline stuff because for me, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't get results and you can't do that, but for me, I choose not to because I don't have to, and because I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to my friends and family. I don't want to go and harass people, because remember, just because they have a pulse does not mean that they're qualified to be a customer or a distributor or whatever. Okay, so I don't go out and prospect every Tom, Dick, and Harry just because they're at the gym and they might be the perfect prospect. No, they might not be the perfect prospect. The perfect prospect is the one who's going to see my capture page, put in their email address, go through my email autoresponders, and make a decision to follow up. I mean, to pull out their credit card and buy. That is my perfect prospect. Okay, my perfect prospect is not hanging out at the gym. Been there, done that, have no interest. I want people who are looking for me. So here, you know, you create your headline. I'm not going to put in the headline because we already talked about that. Your headline, you're going to put your message there. We already talked about that as well. And you're just going to click next. Did it go through? Okay, here we go. And you click save. That's going to be the first message that you create. That's the instant message that they're going to get the moment. You see how it says here, send immediately? That is the first message that's going to go out when, you know, when they put in their email address to their, on your capture page. Okay. Now, what I want to do here is what I'm going to do is I am going to, here's what I suggest that you do. Now I'm going to go back to list settings, because what I want you guys to do also is not, and there's a reason why I didn't tell you this before. I saved it for this part. What you're going to do is you're going to name whatever your target market is. You're going to name the list name that, but you're also going to name it engagement. Name it engagement. And again, don't worry about that. This says test. So you're going to name it engagement. And the reason why, you're going to actually create 2 different lists for one capture page. Now, how the heck can you do that? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that, but let me tell you why you want to do that. First reason is because they're going to get, and we're going to edit some things here, and I did this on purpose. Okay, so bear with me and just try to follow what I'm saying here. There's going to be 2 lists. There's going to be an engagement list, where that is the list that they're going to be getting emails from you about whatever it is that they opted in for. All the value, all the training that you're going to be giving them, all the pitches that you're going to be doing to try to get them to pull out their credit card and buy from you now, right? That is going to be the engagement series. Now, I didn't put that there the first time because I didn't want you to get confused. I wanted to save it for this so that I can explain it to you and why it's so important. So the first one is going to be the engagement. Okay. Now, what I want to do here is this from, we're going to change that. And I want you to think of something to like, what am I looking for? Not, I guess like a brand, okay? So in this case, let's say, for example, this is the Beachbody target that I'm targeting in this example. So your brand, which is going to be, you know how when you get an email, you can see who it's from, like it says from Lisa Torres. Well, in this case, it's not going to say from Lisa Torres. It's going to say from whatever your brand is that you make up. And it doesn't have to be like an LLC or anything. It just could be something that you made up. So let's say, for example, in this example, I'm going to change my name because I don't want it to come from Lisa Torres. They're still going to get a Lisa Torres email, but it's not going to be through this campaign. It's going to be through a second one that I'm going to show you how to create. And they're going to get both simultaneously when they opt in. And there's a reason why. And I'll share that with you in just a second. But the name is going to be, let's say, for example, I don't know, you can make something up. Let's say Beachbody training. I don't know, or Beachbody boot camp or something like that. It really doesn't matter what the brand is. You don't want it to say your name. You could keep the same email address, but you don't want it to say the same name. Because they're going to be on two separate lists when they opt in, and there's a reason why. This list right here, the Beachbody Bootcamp, is strictly to teach them how to build their business online, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save that, okay? And now, so this is the engagement. What you're doing here is you're engaging them with what they opted in for. So that's why it's called an engagement series. They're getting engaged with learning how to get 47 plus leads a day and 2 to 5 sales a week, which is what they opted in for. They wanted to learn how to do that to build that business or whatever it is that your niche is promoting. We're just using this as an example, obviously. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a brand new list, but this time is going to call the indoctrination series. And what that means is that is where they're going to get to know who you are, because it's going to be personal emails from you. It could be no more than 3, but it's just follow-up emails to say, hey, my name is Lisa Torres. You know, you opted into the Beachbody what did I call it? The Beachbody Bootcamp. And I just wanted to introduce myself to you and to thank you. I just wanted to send you a personal message and to pretty much share my story with you of how I struggled with this and where I am now, and put a picture of your family and the things that you like to do or whatever. You want that series, those 3 follow-up emails to be super, like no links, nothing to sell, just straight up relationship building. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, it's very simple. You go and you create and manage a new list. And then you can create a list. Oh, here goes that funky page again. Let me go back, do this again. There goes Rusty's big mouth. Why can't I not go back? Let's see. I think I'm going to have to log back in. Yeah, I'm going to have to log back in. Give me a second. Looks like it kind of ran out and kicked me out. All right, while that's loading, let me see if there's any more questions. Marketing in 2014 equals sitting down in front of the laptop, exactly. At the pool, sipping on a margarita, girl. Yes, it does. Yes, I feel free, thank you. In pajamas, yes. I make money in my sleep. Okay, so let's see if we're in. We're in. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the indoctrination series basically goes like this. You go and you create, here's the engagement, right? So now we're going to create a brand new list, and we're going to click create a list. Hello, create a list. Why does it keep taking me to this page? What is the problem? Let me refresh. Okay, there we go. It's funky. Something funky is happening with Aweber. All right, so in this one, we're gonna put, you know, same thing, just leave as is, leave as is. Here, you're gonna put your name. Okay, that's where you're going to put your name. You're going to put your email, same email. You click next. Here we're going to put Beachbody. Did I spell that right? Beachbody Indoctrination. I hope I spelled that right. Indoctrination or tronation? I think it's I-N-A. Okay. Indoctrination. Let me put this test for my records so I can delete it later. Indoctrination. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste this and put that there and click next. Go down, click approve. Same process to follow. Go here to list options, go to list settings. Okay, we can go down, and again, you can put your notifications on. I personally like to do my notifications. So I just put my name. This is for my records only. The email address I want to get notifications at, and I click add, and then I click save. Because I like getting notifications from Aweber saying, hey, you just got a new subscriber. I think it's fun. Okay, so then we scroll up. We go to confirm opt-in number 3. Hold on a second, guys. Come on, Rusty. Get out. Go. Go with Happy. All right, sorry about that. So we click confirm opt-in. We are going to take off. Click off, click yes. Wait for it to turn red. Why is it not turning red? Okay, there it goes. And click save. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on sign up forms, same process. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry, no sign up forms. We're gonna go to messages and then follow up message. And here you're going to create 3 messages, and it's going to be completely just straight up introducing yourself, thanking them, maybe asking them to friend you on Facebook, maybe asking them to like your fan page, even though you already do that in the engagement series. You know, maybe if you want to start taking phone calls from people, say, hey, you know, call me if you want to chat, whatever. I don't know. Whatever you want to do in here is totally up to you. So this is going to be a personal message. It could say something like, hey, nice to meet you. Or whatever it is that you want. You can get creative on whatever you want to put in here. And then we go to next and click save. Now, the way that they are going to opt into your page and get your emails simultaneously is through a setting inside of Aweber, which I'm going to talk to you about right now. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to, let me see, go to list settings and then list automation. Create a new rule. Subscribe to list indoctrination. When subscribing to, where's the Beachbody engagement test? Okay, so when they subscribe when they subscribe to this list, which was the first list that I created, they're also going to subscribe to the indoctrination so that they can start getting your follow-up emails. Now, the thing is that the indoctrination series is not, that first email, that welcome, that nice to meet you email is going to go out not as fast as the engagement email. This one will go out probably around maybe, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes later. And it will come from your name, not Beachbody Bootcamp, but Lisa Torres. So now when they start getting emails from Beachbody Bootcamp, they're also getting email follow-up campaigns from Lisa Torres, right? So now I'm hitting them on both directions. I'm introducing myself and engaging with them on a personal level, but I'm also sharing value. And my name, by the way, inside of the bootcamp on the signature is what? Lisa Torres. So they're going to start pinpointing the two together, and they're going to be, oh, that's Lisa Torres. So this is how you set an automation rule. Subscribe to list, Beachbody Indoctrination, when subscribing to the engagement. And you just click Save Automation and you're done. Wasn't that easy? That was so easy. Oh my God. So that's it. That's how you set up the autoresponder. Let me go to the next one. How to set up the capture page. Okay, we talked about that. We talked about the segment follow-up emails. Let me go back to, before I move on, let me go back to the questions. Can you please tell me about the photos you use, and do you use exclusively your own, or do you buy them or pull them off of Google? Okay, we're gonna get into that too. Literally one of the most important and best money I've ever spent and the best, most applicable advice that's current. Thank you. No more messaging Facebook friends. So done. You're funny, Tiana. Okay, good. All right, let's get into, because now, so now what we have done is we just basically went through, like, these 10 steps was literally the setup process. That, if you don't have your Instagram accounts set up like this, I don't know what kind of results you're gonna get. Now, what I want to get into now is the juicy stuff. So we're going to talk about daily content, which I know many of you have questions about this. So now that you have your capture pages set up, your autoresponders, email set up, your indoctrination series, your engagement series, now it's time for daily content. The question that I get asked most is, how many times a day do I post on my Instagram account? Well, it's very simple. I post 3 times a day. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 at night. Why do I do that? Because I want to catch the morning people, the afternoon people, and the evening people. Because remember, when it comes to Instagram, people are on all different time zones. So you don't know who's on, you don't know what they're doing, you don't know what they're up to, you don't know if they're sleeping, you don't know if they're up. They're all over the place. So morning, noon, and night, that is when I post. Now, what do I post? What kind of content do I post? And I'm gonna go through my Instagram accounts just to see and give you an idea of what I personally post. What was that, Rusty? Stop it. He's a crazy dog. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I like to post selfie story-based images. And I'll show you an example, or leveraged-based stories. What does that mean? That means that if you don't have a story, use someone else's story, okay? The second thing that I like to post is just random quotes and foods and scenery and things like that. Anything that I'm doing at that particular moment, I'll do that. And then the third type of content that I'll post is an image. It could be an image of anything, but it has to have a call to action in it. Meaning, you know, here's the picture, right? If you want to learn more how to do XYZ, click the link in my bio. That's the call to action. Okay. And I don't want to do that in every picture. That's why I put these random ones. I want to do that in the selfie story videos or the leveraged story videos. And I'm sorry, I keep saying videos. The selfie story image, the leveraged story image, and the call to action. If you don't understand what that means, we're going to walk through that right now. So let's go to the example Facebook page. And when I talk about story-based emails, this is what I'm talking about. So I'm going to click on this recent one that I posted. And as you can see here, this was a picture of me. Let me make this smaller. This is a picture of me sitting on my porch on an afternoon, getting some work done. And so this is a picture of my laptop. You can see my porch. You can see I have no shoes on. I'm just kicked back and laid back. And my story is this: my office for this afternoon was just thinking back a few days ago when I was sitting in a cubicle, just coming back from my lunch break at this time, 2 p.m. That's the time that I posted it. I remember sitting there counting the minutes to 5 p.m. just so I can go home and see my family. Now I get to sit on my porch, enjoy the weather, sipping on my homemade iced tea, and work in my business on my time with my hubby while we wait to pick up my daughter or our daughter from school. She gets to see our face, not the babysitter's face. I would not change this for the world. It's your time. Click the link in my bio if you want to learn how to do that. That is what I'm talking about. When people see that, they get curious. Okay, they get curious. They start clicking in the bio. Sometimes they'll even post comments. You won't get a lot of comments, but when you do, they're targeted people who have questions and are curious to learn more. Like, for example, this dude. Does your system really work? No, it doesn't. I'm just making it up. I mean, come on. Is that a trick question? Was my answer. He said, no, serious. I need to sell more, but some systems are designed to sell the system. Okay, well, I never said that. My bio says if you want to learn how to build your business, click the link in my bio, right? So it's like you'll get these like people asking just silly questions, posting, silly comments like this is a scam or you're scamming or whatever. Don't ignore those idiots. Just ignore them. Okay, you're out there trying to help people and they're being haters telling you you're a scammer. These are the type of things that you're going to be going through as you're building your business. So don't pay attention to those kind of negative comments. Any negative comment, I just go into my Instagram profile and delete the idiots that post idiotic comments. I ignore them because I'm not looking to entertain idiots. I'm looking to help Beachbody coaches build their business. Okay, so as you can see, that's a story based. So if there is a Beachbody coach that's seeing this, right, and she wants to learn or he wants to learn how he can be home in the afternoon, sitting on their porch with their feet up, waiting to pick up their daughter from school with their husband being at home, right? Just chilling out, getting work done from home. Don't you think they're going to start clicking on a link saying, what is this? What is this? Of course they are. So that is exactly what I'm talking about when I say story-based images. Not, oh, look at my shake. Look at my rack. Look at my makeup. It's the best thing since sliced bread. I'm not going to want to follow you with that. I could care less about your shake. I could care less about the shake. I want to see a story. Now think about it. All the posts that you've seen on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, anytime you personally, you see story-based photos, don't you get inspired by them? That's how I want you to think when you're posting stuff on Facebook. I mean, on Instagram and Facebook too. But tonight we're talking about Instagram. Okay. This is the second type of, as you can see, blah, blah, blah. Let me scroll down a little bit more. See, I have some food here. Have some food there. You can post pictures of food, whatever. But then you'll also see these kind of images. Now, one of you had asked me, I don't remember who asked me this earlier, but you asked me, who does my image? Do I outsource anything? Yes, I have a personal assistant that helps me, and she actually creates images for me and she posts them for me on my Instagram accounts. She blasts them out using a tool that I'm going to share with you in a second. She blasts them out to all of my Instagram accounts with the click of a button, and it's within 3 minutes, it's posted to all 10 Instagram accounts like that. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. So I basically have her creating these images, and if you go through this account, you'll see like the different designs that she's created for me. And these are what I call to action photos. meaning that it's not me, it's a call to action. I'm telling them what to do, okay? So this example, I'm saying, are you blogging and branding yourself in your BB Fitness business? Now, why did I use BB and not Beachbody? Well, Beachbody is not my name. They might want to shut me down for using Beachbody's name. So I stay away from using names, using images that they own, using logos that they own. I don't do any of that. But I also, what I do is I speak their language. So I didn't say in my username, I didn't sell more Beachbody products. I said sell more challenge packs, because they understand that language. And then when they see BB, they know what that means. BB Fitness, come on. If you're a Beachbody coach and you see BB Fitness, don't you think it's going to be congruent with what you're doing? Of course it is. So here's an example. Are you blogging and branding yourself in your BB Fitness business? Or are you blending in with the crowd? See how you can start getting 2 to 5 sales per week the non-spammy way. Click link in bio. And what are they going to do? They're going to see that image, and they're going to go and they're going to click the link in the bio. Okay? I mean, this is super simple stuff to do. Now, if you can't afford to hire somebody to do this and, you know, whatever, and you want to do it yourself, you can do that yourself. Or you can create a picture of yourself and use some kind of, maybe, I don't know, app or something like that. Maybe like one of the apps that I like to use to create different type of images is it's called InstaQuote. So you can do that and put maybe a call to action on that. So what InstaQuote allows you to do is it allows you to get a picture and then add text on it. There's tons of apps you can do. You can do your homework on the apps. I'm not going to talk too much about the app to do that, because you can figure that part on your own. How to get words on a picture. And then just put the call to action. Now, the click link in bio, that is the most important piece of this kind of image, because you're literally telling them what to do. And they're going to go do it because they want to learn. Okay? Let me see. So here's another one. So this is story-based. This is another story-based image. This is an image that I took from Instagram. Somebody on my team who is crushing it right now. She got 2 new blog sales today, you know, that day. And I put story-based. Story-based. Let me repeat. Story-based. So let's read it. Meredith was struggling in her home-based business. She was working like a dog, doing all the wrong things that she thought was right. She was doing everything her upline told her to do: make a list of 100 people, call her friends and family, and get them on a 3-way, put up flyers everywhere, do home parties, and invite strangers to the house. As that may work for some people, it didn't work for Meredith. Shortly after getting her system up and running and working with me, she is now generating 40+ leads a day and 2 to 5 sales per week. And 2 to 5 sales per week. Today, she got 2 sales, and the day ain't over. Want to see the system that Meredith is using? Here's the call to action. Click the link in my bio and take action. It's your time to start finally getting results in your business, to finally start getting results in your business. Now, as you can see, there's some comments here. This woman, email me some information if you wouldn't mind. She's leaving me her email address. This person wants more information. It was great webinar last night. Took so much notes. I would like some more information, please. So as you can see, they will start coming to you. They will start coming to you. And sometimes, even when you say, click the link in the bio, they're still going to say, here's my email. Send me some more information. Even after you said, click the link in my bio, right? And they go to the bio. Sometimes they won't do that. They want you to email them, which is perfectly fine too. Because when you email them, all you're going to do is send them the link that's in your bio. Because the bottom line is, you don't want to sit there answering questions all day long. You created a video for them to opt into on a purpose, right? You didn't create that video to sit here and answer questions all day. You didn't create that video to sit here and be on the phone all day. You created that video for them to get the information that they need to be successful in their business. So I'm going to email this person. I'm going to say, here's the information that you requested about, you know, getting 2 to 5 sales a week like Meredith did. Thanks for posting a message on my Instagram account, and then maybe I'll link back to my Instagram picture, this one, so that they remember, right? And they're gonna see that they commented on it, so it's gonna ring a bell, right? And then I'm gonna say, click here, the link, and go watch the video. There goes your information. So I don't waste time with anybody who is, you know, who's not serious. And you'll get some people saying, oh, I don't want to give you my email address until you give me some information. Well, guess what? Here's my response. You're not getting information. Next. Because if they can't give me an email to get the information that's already there, I'm not going to sit here and waste my time with you, because you're probably going to be one of those people that don't buy at the end of the day anyway. So next, because I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. And that's the kind of posture that you have to have in your business, especially when you start getting the kind of results that I'm getting. You may want to sit there and answer people's questions because maybe you don't have results, but me, I'm not doing that. You want the information? I'm not going to sit here and reiterate everything that was already created inside that video. You want the information? Give me your email. Go watch the video. It's as simple as that. Let me see what another kind of, well, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Yes, I love it. Delete and block. Yes, nobody got time for that. So essentially, I already post these exact kinds of things to my Instagram account, and am trained in the storytelling, call to action, etc. So the only difference will be the posts will be spread across different niche Instagram accounts, and those Instagrams are linked to a lead page, and then a series of newsletters, follow-up campaigns, yes, and a private Facebook group, exactly. Also, I was told to put your hashtags in the comment. I don't do any of that. And there's a reason why I don't do that, and I'll get to it in a second. But you said don't. Did you mean don't comment on others, or don't comment on anyone's? Are you posting different posts to every one of your pages? Yes, I am. Okay, so let me answer Tiana's questions real quick before we move forward to the next section. Let me see. I already posted. Okay, what was the question? Okay, yes. Okay, the reason why I don't leave comments, or well, let me go here. The reason why I don't use hashtags in my photos is because I know that there's other marketers out there that are okay, so for example, we'll use Beachbody as an example. If I was to use Beachbody hashtags, right, in my photos, other marketers out there who are trying to target Beachbody coaches are going to try to target me thinking that I'm a Beachbody coach. And they're going to start putting spammy stuff on my pictures and stuff like that. And I have to sit there literally wasting my time deleting those messages. I don't want to do that. So therefore, I don't, yeah, basically, I just don't use the hashtags in my photos. Okay. What was the next question? Oh, I don't leave comments either because I don't have time for that. I just don't do it. I don't have to do it. Especially my goal isn't to leave a comment. First of all, it's a waste of time. Okay. My only purpose on Instagram is to like and follow. The only goal that I have is for that person to see that I like their picture, because they're going to get a notification, and to see that I follow them because they're going to get a notification, right? Especially if when we did our research and we found the keyword that they're using in their picture, we're going to like them because they know that when they see our username, they're going to get excited, go back to our Instagram profile, and then they're going to like our page and they're going to follow us. Okay. So that's why I don't use it. Not because it doesn't work or anything. I just don't use it because I don't have time. All I want to do is like, follow, and let the eggs lay where they lay. I don't know. That's all I want to do. Let me see. The videos in your boot camp, your emails, are there training from you or EN? They're from me. They're trainings from me. Basically valuable stuff that I'm just sending them, which we're going to talk about in a second. Where am I? Okay, so the Photo Blaster. Let me show you the Photo Blaster that I'm using, so you don't have to, you don't have to sit here literally logging in and out of each account just to upload the picture. You can do that with a software. Now, some of you may not be able to even afford this, but me, a price isn't a matter if I can have convenience in my business. This is a program that I use. It's called Schedulegram. It's $100 a month. And you just log in here and you upload your pictures and you blast it out to all of your Instagram accounts. I'm not going to log in and show you how I do it because it's very simple. You just add your usernames in there and your passwords. You upload the image and you choose you choose the accounts that you want to send it to, and you click send. That's it. Literally 2 minutes, and you can have all your pictures. So you could do this once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once at night. It'll take you like 2 minutes, under 2 minutes, to choose the accounts that you want to blast it out to, upload the picture, put in the description of the picture, and click send. And then within 5 minutes, that one photo will be blasted out to all of your accounts at the same time. So I love this tool. Again, it's $100 a month. And I highly recommend, unless you want to sit there literally logging in, logging out, logging in, logging out just to upload pictures. I don't want to do that. Okay. So that's the tool that I use for that. I'm going to go over that in a second. Okay, so we already talked about the hashtags and the likes and follows and the comments and why I don't use them and stuff like that. Maintenance. I log into each and every single account and perform maintenance. What does that mean? That means that if I'm going to be posting 3 pictures every day using that Schedulegram, like I just said, right? If I'm going to be doing that, I'm going to be getting comments like you saw, like these people leaving their email address because they want more information and things like that. I have to perform maintenance on my accounts, which means that I have to log into each and every account and respond to those people. I want to tag those people and say, okay, you got it. So-and-so, I will send you the email, check your email or whatever. So the purpose of performing maintenance is to go in there and literally answer people who are responding to your pictures. You don't want to just leave them hanging. You want to literally connect with them, okay? And this doesn't take a long time to do. Just get in there and do it. Just log in, see who's commenting or whatever, and make sure you follow up with those people. Okay, so we're not going to talk about automation. Now, you can go into each and every account and, I already showed you how to find the hashtags. That's really all you need. You can go into the accounts and start, going to find the hashtags through the app and go liking, follow, liking, follow, liking, follow, liking, follow, liking, follow all the people that are using those hashtags. And those people will be drawn back to your Facebook account. Your Instagram account. Now, as far as automation goes, you can Google that, or you can wait until the end of this year when me and my 2 business partners are coming out with if you enjoyed this, you're definitely going to enjoy that training that's coming out by the end of this year. It's called InstaBeast Unleashed. And in that product, we're going to cover everything that I talked about with you guys tonight. But in that product, we're going to talk about automation, upselling, getting people to buy more products from you, certain email blast campaigns that will entice people to buy from you, because there's extensive training when it comes to doing that. All the back end processes, from like what we do with the customer after they buy from us, and how we get them to, you know, go from a customer to a distributor or an affiliate or whatever. There's a whole big, extensive, another like 2 hours of training when it comes to the back end stuff. Right now, we've been on for almost 3 hours on this workshop. So imagine if I spent another 2 hours with you, right? That training, that extensive training, is coming at the end of this year. So you definitely want to keep your eyes peeled open for that, because we're just tweaking and testing and tweaking and testing and creating like all these different processes when it comes to the back end stuff and what you need to be doing with your customers and your new reps and stuff like that. So we'll have all of that stuff set up for you and ready to go at the end of the year. It's not going to be cheap, I tell you that much right now. We're probably pricing that anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500, because it is completely worth it. Okay, it is completely worth it. So if you liked what you got for $77 tonight, imagine what you're gonna get when you get the InstaBeast Unleashed product that we come out with at the end of the year, which is gonna get into some more advanced, heavy duty, really ninja kind of stuff. Now, the last and final thing before we close out is, I had a question on, I don't remember who asked the question or what the question was, but it was about what do we do? Like, what do we do on a daily basis? So what I'm going to share with you now is my 5 income producing activities. I'm giving this to you. I usually just share this with my team. I don't really share this too much with the public, but I'm going to share with you my 5 income producing activities as a bonus for hanging out with me tonight and sticking to the end. So, okay, so let me just read some of the comments before we get into the 5 income producing activities that I do on the back end as I'm, you know, building my list from Instagram and signing new customers, or to get new signups up inside of my business. The schedulegram is about to change. It's about to save me hours. Oh God, yes it is. Any tools to like and follow? We will be covering that at the end in the Instagram, in the InstaBeast Unleash, all the tools and stuff that we use. The most important tool that you need to be using right now is the schedulegram. That is some like major life schedulegram. Trust me, you want to use that tool. Don't get intimidated because it's $100 a month. Is it worth it to spend $100 a month versus you sitting there logging in, logging out, logging in, logging out, logging in, logging out, just to post and doing that 3 times a day? Heck to the yeah, it is. All right, so let's see. So let me see. Where am I? By the way, I usually can't sit still for this long, but this is exciting and enthralling. Thank you. You're welcome, Tiana, and thank you. So especially if you have 5 accounts and are posting 3 times a day, it's 15 new pictures a day. No, I basically post the same picture because I'm in the same niche. Well, it depends on what niche are you in. Like, are you in the health and wellness niche? Because if you are, then you don't have to worry about changing the pictures. For me, I'm in the network marketing niche. So all of my accounts are targeting network marketers, and therefore my images are always the same. The only thing that might change, which is the one that my assistant does, which is the this one, where each picture is targeting the language of that particular company. Okay, so in this case, it's the BB Fitness, things like that. Let me go back over here. Where am I? Okay. So I just blasted out to all of the accounts, and then with what she does for me is she just goes into the same Schedulegram and then just uploads one image at a time, which takes her about maybe 5 minutes to do. She'll do she'll do an image for each of the niche for me, and that's why I have her doing it, because I don't want to do it. But she'll do an image for that particular niche, and then she'll log into the Schedulegram, and then what she'll do is she'll upload one picture to one account, click send. Upload next picture to the next account, click send, and she'll do that for all 10. Awesome content. Thanks, Lisa. Would you be so kind and show maybe another Instagram account so we can get an idea of your strategy? All my Instagram accounts are exactly the same. The only thing that changes is the name of the username and the link, you know, and the bio description. Remember, I said it cannot be the same. That's the only thing that changes. My strategy is always the same across the board. Okay, so those hashtags you use is only to follow new people. Yes, the hashtags, when I do the keyword research, I'm going to find other people that are using those hashtags, and then I go follow them. Preach, yes, love it, delete and block. Okay. The calls to action might be different if it's Beachbody or ISO, or it works exactly. Yep. Anywhere online I can find avatar example. I don't know. You can search maybe some more information on how to create your, your avatar or something like that, and see if you can find some information. By the way, I usually can't. Okay, I read that already. All right, so let's get into the to-do list, and then we're out of here. So here is my daily action plan to-do list. This is what I do every single day in my business. This is how I make sales on the back end. And you want to be doing this too. So I call this the rule of 5, a commitment to taking 5 actions every day that quickly moves you towards your goal. So this is what I do on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. These are what I call income producing activities. If you're spending too much time in your business doing non-income producing activities, that's exactly what you're going to get, no income. But if you're doing income producing activities, you're going to start getting income. It's very simple. So step number 1, let me make this a little bigger because it might be a little small on your end. Okay, so step number 1 is I shoot 3 value-based videos per week. 1 for Monday, 1 for Wednesday, and 1 for Thursday. I don't do all 3 at one day. When Monday comes, I shoot 1. When Wednesday comes, I shoot another 1. When Thursday comes, I shoot another 1. And they're all under 5 minutes. Sometimes it could be a little longer if I'm teaching something. Maybe it could be like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. But for the most part, they're shorter videos. And you put the video on you upload it to YouTube, and you put it on your blog. For me, I use the Empower blog. And if you're not with Empower Network and want to get with Empower Network, send me an email and I'll send you my link to get signed up with that. So I put it on my Empower blog, and I create a blog post out of it, and I syndicate the video and the blog. So we'll talk about syndication in just a second. So let's talk about content first. What kind of videos am I creating? What kind of vlogs am I creating? The first type is any kind of marketing tips. Now, this is only applied to my niche because I teach network marketers how to build their business online. So it only makes sense for me to teach them things about marketing and prospecting and lead generating and something motivational, things of that nature. If my niche was in the health and wellness, then I would be sharing things like recipes, fitness moves, yoga moves, just things like that. Anything health related is what I would do if that was my niche. But since it's not, come on, Rusty. Since it's not, what I teach is marketing tips, prospecting tips, lead generating strategies, and something motivational. Things of that nature. And as far as syndication, what does syndication mean? That means that if you're going to create a video and put it on your blog post, you got to get eyeballs to it, right? Or who's going to buy? Who's going to opt in? Who's going to see the content? Nobody. So what do I do with the videos and the blogs? Well, I syndicate it. So when I create the video, I put it on my blog, I send it to my list, I put it on my Facebook wall, I put it on my fan page, I put it on Pinterest, I put it on Google+. You can put it on LinkedIn or wherever you can find where you can add content, Facebook groups, wherever you want to put it. That's where you're going to put the content. Because the whole point in doing videos and putting them on your blog is to get eyeballs to it. So this is what I like to call, because since the video is on the blog, this is what I like to call social media blogging, which in my opinion is very important. Social media blogging. Why? Because I'm not worried about getting on the search engines Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I don't care about that. I want to get now leads. I don't want to sit here and wait for my content to rank on the first page. And then because SEO takes a long time or whatever, to start getting leads and stuff like that. And we're going to talk about the SEO blog post in a second. But Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I'm doing social media blogging. And that is adding a valuable video, putting it on the blog, and sending it out to everywhere. And I do that Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The next thing I do on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays is I do a story post image. I already talked to you about what a story post is. I just gave you 2 examples. I'll do that on Facebook. I'll do that on Instagram, my fan page. I'll put it on Google+. Story-based image at least once a day. Let me scroll down to the next one. Okay, paid marketing. You can do, okay, let me put it to you like this. You need to be investing at least 10 to 20% of your income. So if you still have a job, you need to be taking that income and taking at least 10 to 20% and putting it back into your business for paid marketing. Why do you want to do paid marketing? Because you want the process to move faster. You want to move faster. So for me, the only paid marketing that I'm doing right now is my Instagram. What do I mean by paid? I'm talking about when I'm setting up my, when I'm, oh, and by the way, you know what I forgot to tell you guys? I forgot a very important piece. When you're creating your Instagram accounts, the app on your phone will only allow you to create 5 Instagram accounts. So once you're done, if you can borrow somebody's phone and get another 5, great. But if you can't, here's what I do. I go to good old Fiverr. And when you go to Fiverr, you can just pay $5 per account. And this is where my marketing budget goes into when I'm creating Instagram accounts. I'll just have someone set up the Instagram account for me. All I have to do is give them the username and the password that I want to use for that account. And they go and they create it for me. You could just put in, you know, create Instagram accounts or whatever. And you'll find a bunch of people on there that will create it for you for $5 per account. My marketing budget also goes to, where am I? My marketing budget also goes to my Schedulegram every month, and any bot that I might use or whatever like that, which I'm going to be covering at the end of the year. All that extra stuff is what I'm going to be covering later on, because it's too much to go into right now, and I'm not going to do that. That's what that advanced product is for, or the extensive version of what I'm talking to you about tonight. Number 4 is you answer questions, which is the maintenance stuff. So you could, like those people that were leaving their email address for me to email them some more information, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So I'll take, you know, however long it takes. It usually takes me about maybe 30 minutes to actually go, sometimes a little longer. If I have like a lot of messages that people are leaving me, I have to sit there and literally sit there and answer them. I'll update my social sites. I'll update the Facebook group for the niches that I have, Instagram comments, Facebook messages. I'm checking emails and things like that. So when I say answer questions and perform maintenance, that's what I'm talking about. And all of that is income producing activities, because when you're following up with those people, that can lead to you getting a new sale in your business, a new distributor in your business, okay? A new customer in your business. All of these activities can lead to that. That's why I put this under the income producing activities section. So that's what I'm doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays also. And then the fifth one is new member coaching. Okay, so if you are in my system right now, you can see the core commitment lesson number 5 to see what I do with the new member coaching. So you can go and watch that video. If you're not, this obviously is with Empower Network, because that's my main primary business. That's what I use to get all the leads and sales that I'm doing. And by the way, if you are not with Empower Network and you want to get access to the Instagram, the InstaBeast Unleashed that's coming out at the end of this month, I'm giving it to my all-in members for free. So I want to put that out there in case anybody's interested. So the new member 20-minute coaching call, sometimes it could go up to like 30 minutes, but I definitely cut off at 30 minutes. I'm not going past that for anybody. After it hits 30 minutes, I'm out of there. So new member 20-minute coaching call, that training, how to do that is in lesson number 5 inside of our system. Personal development, something that you need to be doing every day. I listen to the Inner Circle calls, which is also some audios and trainings that are inside of Empower Network system. I take massive notes. I apply what I'm learning, and I read for 30 minutes a day. And then now let's talk about Tuesdays and Fridays. My income producing activity for Tuesdays and Fridays is SEO blogging. If you want to learn about SEO, when you get in the system, I'll teach you how to do that, how to find targeted keywords, people that are actually looking for your information on search engines, and putting those keywords in such a way that you'll get found on the search engines. Have that training. If you're not inside our system, just reply to one of my emails and you'll get in. I'll email my list on these days. I'm emailing my list every day. So on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, when I shoot this video, as you can see right here, I send to the list. So I'm going to send my list an email with the link to go watch the video on my blog posts. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do not send my SEO blog post to my list unless it has something to do with any kind of internet marketing training. That's the only time I'll do it. Other than that, I don't. I'll email my list a blatant call to action to join and why they need to join. I'll send them maybe affiliate tools to look at, like maybe Lead Pages is an affiliate tool, Aweber is an affiliate tool, Schedulegram is well, actually, no, I won't send them Schedulegram because that doesn't have an affiliate program to it. But anything where I can create extra income inside of my business, I'm going to become an affiliate of that, especially if I'm using the tool like Lead Pages, and I'm going to refer that to my followers, to my prospects, because guess what? They may not want to join me in my business, but maybe they want to buy the tool that I'm using, right? So that's an additional income stream. And I only promote, by the way, tools that I use. I'm not going to recommend anything that I do not use myself. I'll send them recycled blog posts. I'll send them like social proof of something, success stories, income proof. So like the other day, I sent out that I made $1,200. When was it? What's today? Sunday? I think it was Friday that I made $1,200. I sent that income proof to my list. And you know what? I made some sales from it. So this is income producing activities here. I'll also do, again, same thing, story post image, answer questions maintenance, new member coaching, and personal development, same thing. On my calendar, you're going to write the dates of, you know, what's going on as far as like, as far as any calls or webinars that you're doing, make a list of that as well. And here's what I do on the weekend. So on the weekend, I don't do any blogging. I don't cut videos. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't perform maintenance inside of my business. Those messages could wait for during the week. Anybody who's leaving posts and questions and stuff like that on my images, they can wait for Monday to come. What I do on the weekends is the education stuff, the masterminding stuff. So what I'll do is I'll watch 1 to 2 training lessons in the back office of our system where I'm going to learn a marketing strategy, and I'm going to take notes, and I'm going to apply what I learn inside of my business. So there may be a little golden nugget here, a little golden nugget there, and I'm going to say, you know what, I like that strategy. I'm going to start implementing that in my business. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll do my keyword research for my SEO blog posts for Tuesdays and Fridays that I do the SEOs. I'm going to come up with content ideas for my videos and my blogs for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because I'm not going to wait for Monday to come. And then when Monday comes, I'm sitting here scratching my head because I don't know what to talk about. But if I do it on the weekend and I say, you know what, Monday, I'm going to talk about this. Wednesday, I'm going to talk about that. Well, that's what you want to do on the weekends. You want to come up with content ideas for your videos and your blogs, even the SEO blog posts. And if needed, if I need to create a new marketing funnel, like maybe a new Instagram account or a new sales funnel for the Instagram account or anything like that, I'm going to save all of those things to do on the weekend. So like everything I shared with you to do, like creating a video for the bridge page, creating the bridge page, creating the capture page, creating the autoresponder. I'm going to save all that stuff for the weekend if I need it. Okay. I'm not going to do that during the week, because during the week, I want to work my business for a few hours. These income producing activities, these 5 things, usually takes me about 2 hours per day. And after that, I want to go about my business. Okay. Because if we're going to be preaching the dream, we better be living the dream. Okay. And on the weekends, I just do this. I usually work maybe a few hours in the morning, and if at night I'm not doing anything, I'm just home doing nothing, I'm not going to sit there and watch TV because I think that's just a waste of time. I want to be doing something productive inside of that's going to help me with my business, because that's just the type of person that I am. Not saying that I don't watch movies and stuff like that, because I do. I usually more so do that during the week and, hang out on the weekends or whatever. But this is what I do. This is what it is. What I want to know from you guys is, first of all, I'm going to answer some last minute questions. And while I'm doing this, I want you to post your last minute questions, because after this, after I finish answering them, we're out of here. All right. So I'm all in, but not on your team. Okay. Sorry. Do you buy domain names for each niche group? Nope, I don't. I use Lead Pages, so I don't have to, because the links are already hosted on Lead Pages, so I don't have to worry about buying domain names. Tiana says, I consult with businesses also, and I wonder, is it as effective if pushing, well, what happened? I skipped it. Is it as effective as pushing your network marketing business compared to coaching business owners? Absolutely. You can use Instagram for pretty much anything that you want. You just have to take the process that I just shared with you tonight and somehow integrate it into whatever it is that you're doing. So for example, if I was a fisherman and I was selling how to fish properly and how to get the biggest fish from the ocean or whatever, or how to go, I don't know, whatever, I would create that product and go out there and target people who like fishing and who are going to need my ebook or to see my video on how to fish or whatever. I'll go out there and promote it to them. So this can apply to any business, any niche. It doesn't really matter what it is. It'll be your own coaching program, whatever. You have prospects waiting for you on Instagram with credit card in hand. Actually, what I'll do right now is I'll put my face back on so you guys can see me. Here we go. All right, so the next question, almost filled my notepad. It's a privilege to witness your business mechanics. Thank you, Alexandra. The calls to action might be different. Oh yes, I answered that already. Let me go back up. Yeah, I can't wait to integrate this with a new niche I started. LOL, that was funny. I don't know what you're laughing at, but thanks. That was amazing. Thank you. Okay, yep. So I guess we're done with the questions. I hope that you guys got a lot of value out of this from the comments. I'm taking it that you did. All I ask you guys is that you go and watch the replay, you implement what I taught you, and you go out there and you start getting results in your business. That's all I want to see you do. And then when you do, I want you to come back to me and say, yay, I got my first lead. Yay, I got my first sale. Implementing the strategy that you want, because that's what I want. Remember, I get excited. I get turned on when people come to me saying, yes, I got a result. I don't care how little or small it was. Even if it was something like, I got somebody to post a comment asking me to send them some information via email. I don't care how small or big the result was. I want you guys to come back to me with the results that you're getting. Okay. Let me share with you a result that I got from somebody on my team who literally just started, I think like a month ago, and she is absolutely crushing it. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll know who I'm talking about. Her name is Meredith. I've posted updates about her, but she started following this training that I'm giving you now, and she implemented. It took her about, I don't know, maybe 3, because she's new. She's never done internet marketing before. This is her first time doing direct sales of anything, so she was really literally green, right? She didn't even have a Facebook account. That's how newbie she was. And the moment that she started implementing everything that I taught you tonight, she, within 48 hours of getting everything set up and going out there and doing the strategy, within 48 hours, she generated 87 leads. And in her first week, she made 6 sales. And within 2 weeks, she was on the leaderboards at the #3 spot. Okay, and the proof is on my Facebook wall. You can go and find out yourself. So it works. Okay, awesome, great content. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Awesome content. Thank you for amazing. I want to do. Wait, what? I want to do this for a living. Haha. I do it for you for a living, and I absolutely love it. Thanks a lot, Lisa. You have prospects waiting for you on Instagram with credit card in hand. It's a tweetable. Right. Thank you, Lisa. Great training. Appreciate you and for the opportunity to learn. I've been wanting to learn Instagram, and this was great. You're welcome, Debbie. I'll see you in Orlando in just a few weeks. Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to integrate this with new niche I started. Yep. Okay. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. I know this was long, but it was definitely worth it. You can go back and watch the replay. And I just want to wish you guys the best of luck with your Instagram training, and be on the lookout. I don't have a date yet for the launch of InstaBeast Unleashed, but be on the lookout for that, because it's coming, and it's coming soon, and you're going to love it. And it's going to be totally worth it. And if you think that this training was kick-ass, wait till you see the InstaBeast Unleashed. Oh my God. All right, gotta go. Peace out.